Back in Detroit before we get started. Downstairs to Goose.
Coach, Monday night, Ford Field was electrified with this crowd noise. What are you expecting out of this crowd today?
About the same thing. I think San Fran's expecting the same thing. They just deferred the kickoff. They don't want to go out there on offense right away with this crowd.
All right, well, you're on defense, and you look like you have a smile on your face.
Let's go.
All right, good luck, Coach. Thanks. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Goose. Jim Schwartz in his third season as Lions head coach. Lions have won their last 9 regular season games, 4 last year, 5-0 this season.
And I think the San Francisco 49ers are very confident coming into this building and talking about the noise. They play in Seattle every season. They say Seattle is the loudest stadium in the NFL. They felt that last Monday night divisional game, first Monday night game in 10 years, this crowd was going to be electric. They're not expecting this crowd to be as loud as they were Monday night this afternoon.
Well, Jim Schwartz broke the news. The 49ers won the toss and elected to defer, so Stephon Logan is back deep for the undefeated Lions. David Akers will get things started here in Detroit. Lions and Niners are underway. And Detroit, led by quarterback Matthew Stafford, will start from their own 20-yard line.
And this is an offense that is built on explosive components. It's Calvin Johnson in the passing game. It's Jahvid Best in the running game. Had a breakout game against the Bears. They pulled no punches about it. Listen, we're not going to line up and play smash mouth football. That's not how this offense is built. We're a wide receiver tight end team.
Lions coming off the 24-13 Monday night win here over the Chicago Bears. Looking to maintain their perfect record here today against San Francisco. Stafford on first down, connects with Best, but he loses 2 yards.
And that huddle we saw the Lions in to start this drive, maybe one of the few we see all afternoon. They are going to go up-tempo. They're going to challenge this Niner defense. Watch Titus Young this afternoon. A lot of plays designed to him. He's a big play threat down the field.
Second down and 12 on the 18-yard line as Best looks to take it to the outside. Ray McDonald right there to make the tackle. Gain of 1, 3rd and 11 coming up for Detroit.
And this is a very physical defensive front, but there's not a lot of depth here, and that's why Detroit wants to go up-tempo. They want to tire these guys out, run them around the field, and the big question will be, how do you match up on the back end with Calvin Johnson?
Here's Justin Smith. Isaac Sopoaga returns to the 49ers lineup this afternoon. It's last week's win over Tampa Bay. 3rd down and 11. Lions must get to the 30. Stafford moving to his left. Chased by Smith. Fires downfield. Too far for Burleson. Lions go 3 and out.
And it's going to be interesting to see how San Francisco changes this up during the course of the day. Look at everybody back in coverage. There's your bunch. Look, you've got 5 defenders there. Reading the releases on the bunch. You're only rushing 3 defenders. There's your first example of how they're going to challenge this Lions offense down the field.
Ryan Donahue, rookie out of Iowa, back at his own 5-yard line. Ted Ginn Jr., always a threat. Back deep for San Francisco.
Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go!
Fair catch called for by Ginn at the 39-yard line. So terrific field position following the 42-yard punt for Alex Smith and the 49ers offense.
And this matchup right here, offense of San Francisco versus defense of the Lions, is strength versus strength. And what Alex Smith has done to get the confidence in this offense, and he's talked about it a lot, is he feels like he's doing less. He's allowing the guys around him to make plays. He's making quick decisions. But I think the most important thing is Jim Harbaugh embraced him as the starter when he took over. He's been very supportive of him at the beginning of the year, and he's responded with some great play through the first 5 weeks.
49ers lost Josh Morgan, so Ted Ginn Jr. starts a wide receiver. Smith on first down, hit from behind by Vanden Bosch, who recovers the fumble on the 49ers' first offensive play. The hat trick, the sack, the forced fumble, and the fumble recovery for the 11-year vet, Kyle Vanden Bosch.
This is just a great play by Kyle Vanden Bosch. Alex Smith has no chance. Backside strip sack. Watch this as he comes around the corner. Joe Staley working on him. He gets a great jump, turns that corner, and look at that. He just takes the ball right away from Alex Smith.
The nice thing about it, too, is those defensive tackles up front getting the push, so Alex Smith could not go and move up. It was right in the line of right there, Mr. Vanden Bosch.
Goose, you talked about that defensive front during our open. What a play by Vanden Bosch. That ball never hit the ground. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line for Stafford. And the Lions. Darrell, you mentioned Titus Young. Pass is incomplete. You expect to see a lot of Young today, the 2nd-round pick out of Boise State.
Yeah, we're going to have a roughing the passer on Aldon Smith.
Roughing the passer, number 99 on the defense, going low over the quarterback's knees. 15-yard penalty, automatic. 1st down.
Well, that's a rookie mistake right there by Aldon Smith. Watch, he comes through right there. He's stumbling, but at some point, you got to know that you're on the ground. You're going to go low on the quarterback. The official you see right behind him right there, Mike Carey, is going to throw that flag every time. You got to be smart. You can't go and do those little stupid mistakes there and cost your team 15.
Smith, the big game last week, 2 sacks, NFL Rookie of the Week, but a costly penalty. 1st and 10 Lions from the San Francisco 17, more flags.
There's the young guy having a tough start right now, Aldon Smith.
Neutral zone infraction, defense number 99. 5-yard penalty is still 1st down, 5 yards to go.
Well, we started this broadcast talking about the San Francisco 49ers being a team that does not make the mistakes that beats themselves, and they've started this game making critical mistakes. The turnover, now a couple of penalties on their defense, not being prepared for this environment.
So Aldon Smith flagged twice from the 12. Stafford steps up. He's inside the 10, the 5, and finally tackled at the 3 by Deshaun Goldson, gain of 9.
I don't know, Moose. Stafford better go and make sure he has that ball control.
Yeah, I thought, you know what, Tony, it looked like it was going to come out right there at the end, but that's a component to Matthew Stafford's game we don't see a lot, but that was a nice run, good decision, made it quick, got out there. Some good open field running by Matthew Stafford.
Well, you're right, Darrell. Coming into this game, 5 carries this season for Stafford, no yards. He gained 9. First and goal from the 3. Here is Best. And he takes it down inside the 2. This 49ers defense, as you saw a moment ago, terrific in the red zone this season. In fact, they have not allowed a rushing touchdown over their first 5 games.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for the Detroit Lions to run into this front. They're not a real physical running team to begin with. They kind of rely on spreading the field and allowing Jahvid Best to find those seams.
Second and goal. Calvin Johnson in motion. Players blown dead, more flags.
Ball start. Offense number 16. 5-yard penalty and still 2nd down.
Titus Young.
All those young players down, a little excited.
This is a big game, Tony.
Yeah,
it's 4-1, 5-0. I mean, this city's been rocking since last Monday night. So, yeah, there's going to be some nerves from some of the young guys early on in the game. But as you pointed out, you can't have these mistakes.
Yeah, it's fun to see this Detroit Ford Field here. All the fans are up on their feet, standing up, waiting for something big to happen here.
Empty backfield, Goose. Second and goal from the 7. Stafford fires. And it is broken up in the end zone by Patrick Willis. Pass intended for the tight end, Brandon Pettigrew.
This is just a great athletic play by Patrick Willis because he's beat on this play. Pettigrew is going to go here. He's going to do the old out and up right here in the red zone. Little shake right there. Watch it. Doesn't even get his head around. Just sticks his hand up. He knows he's in trouble. Ball's got to be coming. Let me throw my hand up there right where Brandon Pettigrew is going to reach for the catch.
Punch the pocket. They teach you that all the time, Darrell.
Great instincts. But in that situation, Matthew, get that ball up in the air a little bit. You got Brandon Pettigrew, big guy. The defender's got his back to the ball. Throw it up high so he can go out and get it.
Now 3rd and goal from the 7. Stafford. That time looking for Best out of the backfield. Navarro Bowman on the coverage. No flags. Lions will send out the field goal unit.
And there's that red zone defense of the Niners you were talking about, Kenny. That's big right there. I mean, you come out here into this environment, you have that critical turnover, and then all of a sudden you're down the field, you think you're going to lose a touchdown, and you hold, you force the field goal. And there's a guy that they're going to have to deal with all day, Justin Smith. And he's 60 minutes of pure football.
He does not stop. That guy has an unbelievable motor.
Here is 41-year-old Jason Hanson, 25-yard attempt. Hanson's kick is good. So the Lions, following the early San Francisco turnover, take a 3-0 lead.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com.
Lions take an early 3-0 lead. Both of these teams have been terrific as far as protecting the football this season. 49ers committing only their 5th turnover of the season on their first play from scrimmage.
Yeah, Alex Smith had no chance. Kyle Vanden Bosch just got a huge jump, got around Joe Staley, got the sack fumble.
And then the 49ers defense keeping the Lions out of the end zone. Jr. takes it in. 49ers will start from their own 20, hoping for better success on their second possession. What a play by Vanden Bosch.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Here we go.
Well, the fans here in Detroit on their feet. They were awarded a game ball by head coach Jim Schwartz following the win over Chicago on Monday night.
Trying to get another one right now, Kenny.
Bears committed 9 false starts here on Monday.
False start. Offense from the 46. 5-yard penalty for the first.
There's one.
It's not only the noise level inside the stadium, but it's you're already watching these guys on film and you know how quick they are. So you're already concerned about it from the start. And especially on the edges, you're the farthest ones removed from the quarterback. That's where the speed comes in, whether it's Cliff Averill or Kyle Vanden Bosch. You're already nervous about their speed getting up the field. It'd be interesting to talk to San Francisco after the game and still see if they think Seattle's the loudest stadium in the NFL.
Wow. Another flag.
False start. Offense from the 76. 5-yard penalty still for
Anthony Davis.
It's every time they go offsides, it's getting louder and louder. What was pretty funny is Mike Carey, the referee, for him to call the penalty, had to blow the whistle 4 or 5 times after the play.
The bad thing about this, Tony, is you can't simplify it and go on a quick count because you're playing into the hands of the speed of that defensive front. San Francisco has got to be able to find a way to work through this and be able to vary that cadence even when it gets loud.
49ers have run 1 play. They've committed a turnover and 2 false starts. Gore up the middle, not much.
This is a group that has gotten better and better every week, and you can see the offensive line and the running backs and the receivers all starting to kind of get a feel for how this offense is starting to click. And it's the group up front that makes this thing go. I mean, last week over 200 yards rushing, 131 of those in the second half versus Tampa Bay, no sacks. They got to rise up this afternoon.
Empty backfield, second down and 19. Smith's pass through the hands of Ted Ginn Jr.
And Tony talked about this group at the top, the underrated Corey Williams, but they've got 4 guys behind that they're going to roll through. This offensive line of San Francisco is going to be having fresh bodies come at them all afternoon, backed up by a very strong linebacker level. You'll see Louis Delmas down in the box, creating that that 8th man the majority of the game, trying to shut this San Francisco run game down.
Smith on 3rd and 19, sets up the screen to Gore. Dives ahead to the 19-yard line. Gain of 8. 49ers forced to punt it away.
You know, it's really nice watching Ndamukong Suh and the rest of the defensive linemen running downfield and helping out on that play. That's one thing you'll see from both of these defenses. They run to the ball, period.
So the Lions, who forced a turnover on the first San Francisco drive, force a 3-and-out, which included 2 false start penalties. Andy Lee punted only once last week in the win over Tampa. Fair catch is called for by Logan at the 33-yard line, with the Lions leading 3-0. Calvin Johnson and the Detroit offense next.
Today's game is sponsored by the Ford F-150, the only truck available with EcoBoost, by Verizon 4G LTE, America's fastest, most reliable 4G network, and by Chase. Don't get shortchanged. Get your cash back with Chase Freedom.
The Detroit Lions 5-0 for the first time since 1956, leading the 49ers 3-0. Lions will start from their own 33-yard line. Jim Harbaugh back in Michigan. Great career at the University of Michigan for Jim.
I tell you, he's been working the officials since this game started.
49ers have already been flagged for 4 penalties, 2 on offense, 2 on defense. We have not yet played 5 minutes. Inside handoff to Best. And we will check in with Kurt Menefee, our first game break of the day. Kurt?
And our first game break of the day involves New York Giants and Buffalo Bills. Ahmad Bradshaw, 1-yard touchdown run, puts the Giants up 7-0, but Buffalo literally just scored. Huge run by Fred Jackson. It is now 7-6 pending the extra point. Giants about to be even. Kenny, Moose Goods?
All right, Kurt, pass incomplete, intended for Nate Burleson. 3rd down and 9 coming up.
Matthew Stafford, when we sat down to talk to him, he pulled no punches about what this offense is built upon. And it really is built upon Calvin Johnson, number 81, right there in that huddle, and his big play potential down the field. He's going to draw double coverage the majority of the game. And when we were out there at practice on Friday, Titus Young was featured quite a bit during the course of the practice session. So look for him to have some opportunities on the backside of those formations and maybe a true one-on-one situation.
Stafford just 1 for 5. 3rd down and 9. Pass over the middle is caught by Pettigrew, but Willis is right there. Gain of just 4. And the Lions will punt it away.
Patrick Willis burst onto the scene as a rookie in the NFL, and he just continues to get better and better every year. And that's one of the areas I think he's really improved a lot in, is his coverage skills. And he's always been a great run stopper, whether he's taken on blocks at the point of attack or chasing down ball carriers around the field, but his cover skills have really improved.
NFC Defensive Player of the Week, 18 tackles against the Bucs last Sunday. Second punt by Donahue. Again from the 14, out of bounds at the 25, 11 yards on the return. Frank Gore, the 49ers, when we come back. Welcome back, Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Lions leading the 49ers 3-0. Niners start from their own 25. Campbell Hunter in the backfield. The toss to Hunter. Hunter forced out of bounds at the 24 by Louis Delmas. He loses a yard.
One of the things you're going to want to try and do so you don't have to run at Ndamukong Suh and Corey Williams is try and get on those edges. And that's going to be a tough chore. I mean, they get a lot of penetration up front. All of a sudden, the running back is running a bubble, and the speed, Tony's talked about it. These guys run to the ball as well as anybody in the NFL.
Smith on 2nd and 12. And Michael Crabtree makes the catch out of the 30-yard line, gain of 7.
They're trying to bite off a little bit at a time, Darryl.
Yeah, absolutely, Goose. You got to get something positive going right now. I mean, this offense has really struggled at the start of this game. You know, start with small steps and try and create something positive. Don't try and grab it all in one big play.
Third down and 5. More flags. Pass intended for Ted Ginn Jr. Here's Mike Carey.
Illegal formation. Offense number 76 is declined. 4th down.
And that's going to be another cause by this defensive front. Back a little bit too deep. He's got to be up here a little bit more, or he's in a legal position. And why are you doing that? Because Cliff Averill is coming off the edge at 100 miles an hour. So you're getting back. Now, you'll get warned before they throw the flag. So either Joe Staley was warned and didn't get that message across, but they don't throw that on you the first time you do it. They'll tell you to get up there. You're drifting back a little bit. Bring it up. We're going to throw a flag on you.
So the 49ers, 3 offensive possessions, still no first downs. Punt taken at the 18 by Logan. A burst up the sideline. And he's knocked out of bounds at the 30. 52 yards on the punt, 12 on the return.
Well, Darryl, here you got the offensive line for the San Francisco 49ers trying to figure out, how do they slow down this defensive line for the Lions. They look a little confused over there for a minute.
They look a little winded, too.
Yeah, tired. Hard time communicating, too, with the noise.
Now the Lions back in offense, Goose, leading 3-0. Pass from Stafford is gathered in by the tight end Pettigrew. Out at the 37-yard line, gain of 6. Lions without their second-string tight end, Tony Scheffler, suffered a concussion on Monday night in the game against the Bears.
Matthew Stafford trying to continue this up-tempo offense, wear down this 49er defensive front that doesn't have a whole lot of depth.
Inside handoff to Best on 2nd and 4. He picks up a first down and more. And out to midfield. Best had some huge runs on Monday night. On this one, he gains 13.
And Jim Schwartz told us we've got to continue to have these explosive runs for our offense. They are built on the pass, but here's your changeup. Jahvid Best, the thing that he does as well as anybody in the league right now is start, stop, change of direction. Just watch him. He can plant and get going in the other direction extremely quick.
1st and 10 from midfield. First catch today, number 300 of his career for Calvin Johnson. And he leans forward, picks up another Detroit first down to the San Francisco 39.
That's one guy you really don't want running in your secondary here, Dal. Even one-on-one, here he comes across the formation. You do not want to give Calvin that much room to go and catch the ball.
Well, that's the other thing about Calvin Johnson. We talk about him down the field. We've seen how many great athletic catches he has going up in traffic, but right there, the ability to find his way underneath, use the other routes coming across to rub guys off and get open on the other side.
From the 39, it's Pettigrew. Winner the tackle, we head to Curtin.
Considering no team has ever started 1-5 and made the playoffs, this is a huge game for the Eagles. And Brent Selleck and Michael Vick making sure they get off to a good start. They lead us 7-0 right now in Washington in the first quarter. Kenny Moose and Goose.
Thanks, Kurt. Philadelphia looking to end that 4-game losing streak. 2nd down and 6 for the Lions from the 35-yard line. 4 straight completions for Stafford. Arrogant out for Burleson. There is a flag. Carlos Rogers on the coverage.
This is going to be interesting to see how much contact there was there, because it looked like Carlos Rogers got his head around to find the flight of the ball, and a lot of times like that, they let them play physical on the outside.
Pass interference. Defense number 22. From the foul, automatic. First down.
Contact right there. He gets his head around. He's got more of the arm bar. I think if Carlos Rogers would have kept that left arm down, if he just ran stride for stride with Nate Burleson right there instead of throwing that left arm out, he would have been okay. But once you throw that arm out, that's one of the criteria for pass interference.
He had pretty good coverage, though.
Lions gain 19 yards on the penalty, the 5th against the 49ers this quarter. Stafford, end zone. Pettigrew slipped.
I'll tell you what, if Pettigrew does not trip up there in the end zone, he is wide open in the corner. What a great pass by Stafford.
That's your other guy that you have to worry about. Number 87 right there, releasing up the field. Matthew Stafford hangs in the pocket. Nice touch pass into the area. Here's Brandon Pettigrew. Good release. He's got Patrick Willis turned around on his back hip, and there's that stumble. But great location with the football by Matthew Stafford.
2nd and 10. And the play is blown dead. Movement prior to the snap.
False start. Offense number 16, 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Titus Young, his 2nd penalty today.
Well, I tell you what, Titus Young may have some plays designed for him, but if he doesn't stop creating these silly little penalties down here in the red zone, he's going to find himself on the bench with somebody else on the field having his opportunities. Because really, that opening drive when they forced to settle for a field goal, that was a big penalty that he had down at the 2-yard line. You can't make mistakes in the red zone.
Stafford on 2nd and 15. Again, a nice tackle by Bowman as Pettigrew makes his 4th catch of the day. So the Lions now facing a 3rd down and 10 from the 16-yard line.
That defensive line for the 49ers, they don't do much rotating, I'll tell you that now.
No, they don't get the numbers.
Majority of the time. Justin Smith just keeps coming.
Stafford on 3rd and 10, fires, end zone, and Pettigrew had the ball stripped by Willis, and it is initially ruled an incompletion. Now the officials will get together, and they will talk about it.
Well, I think we're going to be taking a look at this either way, because if they say incomplete, I'm sure you'll get a challenge, and if it's a touchdown, they're going to take a look at it anyways.
It looks like when he was on the ground, I'm standing right under the goalpost, looked like the ball was already secured on top of him, and then it was swept away.
Well, you got to go to the ground and complete the process of the catch, Tony.
Right.
And we all know, I mean, the rule really was emphasized.
It is ruled a touchdown.
I agree with your call by the officials.
Yeah,
he's got possession. He's down. He's established the catch, gone to the ground with control. And then Patrick Willis will rip it out.
Right there, it's a touchdown, and then Patrick Willis goes and rips it out. It's a little bit late on that.
And remember, every scoring play is reviewed. The 49ers cannot challenge. That's a penalty. If a coach throws a challenge flag on a play that was ruled a score, that is a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, because every scoring play is automatically reviewed.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on San Francisco, challenging a play that is not challengeable by the coaches. The 15-yard penalty we enforced on the kickoff.
That's a new rule instituted prior to this season. All scoring plays are automatically reviewed. A coach cannot challenge.
Jim Schwartz knew the rule. And again, you've got a lot of people working on that. You're calling upstairs, Jim Harbaugh, do we need to challenge it? Somebody should have told him right away, hey, coach, it doesn't matter. We can't challenge that play right now. It was upheld by review. It's unchallengeable.
Hanson adds the extra point. 10-0 Detroit.
Well, we know this rule all too well because of Kelvin Johnson last year in the opener in Chicago, when what I thought everybody felt was a touchdown catch. We were introduced to going to the ground and completing the process. And this is what Brandon Pettigrew does. The ball's going to come out, but it's going to come out after he's completed the process of the catch. Goes up, competes for the ball, has possession on the ground. Now the ball is stripped by Patrick Willis.
Tell you what, great catch and great protection by Patrick Willis. And he does exactly what you're supposed to do, punch the pocket. We talked about that earlier. Just doesn't get the ball out. Pettigrew does a great job of bringing it down and keeping it and getting the score.
And the big thing, Tony, is they've got Brandon Pettigrew and Calvin Johnson, you know, working that red zone. Those are two big athletic receivers that are going to create matchup problems for San Francisco when they get down there.
Fourteenth touchdown pass of the season for Matthew Stafford, which ties Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady for the league lead.
They got to give a little credit also to the officials for calling that. We get to see it in replay and super slow-mo, but they did a great job of correcting themselves and calling that a touchdown.
And a great job, Goose, by getting together and talking about it. Boris Cheek, the side judge, Kirk Dornan, the back judge, and Mike Carey. Lions kick off from the 50 following the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. It is a touchback, so the 49ers will start from their own 20. Coming up following the Lions and the Niners, America's Game of the Week. Game 2 of our Fox doubleheader, the Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots.
Dallas Cowboys had to sit on that heartbreaking loss to the Detroit Lions because they had their bye week last week, so we'll see how they come out and play later this afternoon.
Big first quarter for Pettigrew. Now defensively, some changes up front. Lions rotate 8. There is Nick Fairley, the rookie first-round pick out of Auburn, who made his NFL debut on Monday after missing the first 4 due to a foot injury. This is Michael Crabtree, and he takes it out to the 25-yard line, gain of 5.
And this offense has got to get something positive on this drive, not only for their own confidence, but they have got to give their defense a break. They have been on the field a ton here in the early part of this game. We've talked about the depth in that defensive line and the linebackers. The Lions want to go up-tempo. They want to tire them out. This offense has got to do their share by staying on the field and letting these guys catch their breath.
Lions have run twice as many plays as the Niners. Second down and 5. The handoff to Frank Gore. Nice cut. And he picks up a first down. It's the first down for the 49ers. Gore out to the 39-yard line. He picks up 14.
Well, here's one of your players to watch that we had at the top for San Francisco. It's Frank Gore. Watch him press this side, keeps the play alive. Kyle Vanden Bosch gets a little bit flat as he pursues from the backside. That allows Frank Gore to be able to get outside on the edge.
Yeah, one guy you don't want in your secondary is that guy right there, Frank Gore. Because he will run you over.
Kendall Hunter places Gore in the backfield. Vernon Davis in motion. From the 39 on first down, it's Hunter. And Hunter takes it out to the 47. Darrell, you've been impressed with Kendall Hunter the last couple of weeks.
I have. He's a good change-up to Frank Gore. Had a little breakout game in Philadelphia, but I'm really impressed with this whole running game that San Francisco has. Watch Vernon Davis as he comes over. He's going to look here and then arc release. Now that's going to freeze that end a little bit to be able to get chopped by Bruce Miller. It's just a subtle little thing, but it takes his eyes off of the player coming upfield, and they do a lot of these real subtle things to create really good angles in their blocking schemes.
Second down and 2. More flags.
Ball start. Offense number 49. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Second time Miller has been flagged. It's the 3rd San Francisco false start.
Looks like all the rookies in this game are at least getting one flag, Darrell. There goes your fullback, number 49. You watch him come across. Now, he cannot make any attempt towards the line of scrimmage. Right there, he's offsides. You've never done that, right, Darrell?
I got caught once or twice.
He hasn't done it in the last decade, Tony. Smith on 2nd and 7. Able to get rid of it to Crabtree. 3 Lions surround him. And he's tackled at the 46-yard line. after picking up 4.
All right, Michael Crabtree, when you catch the ball against the Detroit Lions, you cannot stop and try and look for somewhere to go because you have everybody running after you. Just catch the ball, get north and south, get what you can.
Huge third down right here for the 49ers to keep this drive going.
Into the backfield on third down, and Smith's pass is caught for a first down in Lions territory by Vernon Davis. Amari Spivey all over him. Davis able to gain 6.
And this is an area that San Francisco needs to look at. Can they create some mismatches with Vernon Davis matched up against safeties, maybe even a linebacker through their formation?
Detroit 48. Gore up the middle. First down and more. And Frank Gore is going to take it down inside the 2-yard line. Gore gains 46.
This was the other way that they wanted to attack this front. They're going to try and get on the edge, or they were going to try and quick hit him right up the middle. Once you get this guy down inside, you've created a big hole. Wham that guy, get your other offensive lineman right up onto the linebackers right away. It's a play we saw very successfully run against the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Detroit Lions play a similar style of that wide 9 technique that Philadelphia plays. So there's one of the plays that was effective in Philadelphia, and it hits big again here in Detroit.
Sopoaga in the backfield. First and goal from the 1. And it is taken close to the goal line by Dixon. Anthony Dixon, only his 4th carry of the season. 49ers had their nose tackle Isaac Sopoaga in the backfield, which we have seen earlier this year. Time has run down in the first quarter, with the Detroit Lions leading the San Francisco 49ers 10-0. We start the second quarter in Detroit. Lions lead 10-0. Second and goal for the 49ers from inside the 1. They send in Alex Boone, number 75, as an extra blocker. There's Gunther Cunningham, defensive coordinator. Split backs, Gore and Dixon. Gore. Touchdown.
We talked about at the top how feisty, how nasty, and Ndamukong Suh, love the way he plays the game. He plays to the whistle. He plays hard, physical. But Anthony Davis is not going to put up with it either. I mean, this is going to be a battle all day long. They're going to brawl. They're going to fight.
But what Suh can't do is let Anthony Davis take him out of the game, because he's worried about Anthony Davis rather than Frank Gore, who had the ball.
We talked about it at the top. We went through the lineups. This is strength versus strength. When it's San Francisco's offensive line versus Detroit's defensive line, it is going to be fun to watch all afternoon.
Akers adds the extra point. 4th touchdown of the season. Frank Gore, 49ers, pull to within 3.
Today's game is sponsored by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. By the Miller Lite aluminum pint, 4 more ounces of that great Pilsner taste. And by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV.
Back in Detroit, Frank Gore needs some oxygen after that 47-yard run, longest of the season for Gore on the Niners.
A great job against Philadelphia. A great job last week against Tampa Bay. Fought a little bit of an ankle injury there in Cincinnati. He's the key to this offense. I mean, they have got to be able to establish a running game. And I think they really got a great benefit with Kendall Hunter getting some quality snaps in that Philadelphia game to show them that they've got another guy that they can use to keep Frank not only healthy into the 4th quarter, but into the latter part of the season.
So the 49ers quiet this crowd at Ford Field as they drive 80 yards in 8 plays.
Oh, that was such a critical drive for the San Francisco 49ers because they were very uncharacteristic to start this game. You look at right there, first play, fumble, punt, touchdown. They've got, at one point they had more penalties than they had yards in the first quarter. So the other thing, the complementary function of the team that you do for this defense now. This defense was on the field a bunch in the first quarter. They got a nice rest on the sideline. They'll come out. They should be a little bit better to take on this Lions offense.
And as it turned out, that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty did not hurt the 49ers as they drive 80 yards and score. Now the Lions go back to work. Best gains a couple. Justin Smith made the tackle.
Darryl, we're seeing a lot of shotgun with Stafford and Javid Best back there, and they're trying to run the ball with Javid Best only at really 4 or 5 yards. I'd love for you to go and tell everybody, how hard is it for Javid Best to actually get some vision downfield and be able to go and run the ball only that short of a distance from the line of scrimmage?
Now Stafford throws on 2nd and 8, complete to Burleson for a gain of 4.
Anybody that can run single back run, I'm impressed with. Running single back run, I think, is hard. But now you talk about single back shotgun run, and they have to do that, Tony, because this offense is based on shotgun. So you've got to be able to keep the defense honest. But yeah, you make a great point. Javid Best right now, toes at 4. That's hard to run when you've got your toes at 4.
Throws it 4 yards, and Stafford's pass incomplete, intended for Burleson. So the Lions go 3 and out.
Again, we see flashes from this team. You see points where they're just playing great football, and then they'll get into a little bit of a lull. There's a nice job by Ray McDonald right there, getting his hands up on that quick pass.
Donahue punting from his own 15-yard line.
That's a great punt.
Angled towards the sideline. Keeps it out of the hands of Ted Ginn Jr. Out of bounds at the 31. 44-yard punt by Donahue. No return. 49ers down by just 3.
Maurice Scoble showing off them biceps.
Matthew Stafford chatting with offensive coordinator Scott Linehan. 49ers offense back out on the field. 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Kendall Hunter in the backfield. Inside handoff to Hunter. Gain of 2 out to the 34-yard line for the 49ers. Started last season 0-5. You take a look at the point differential turnover ratio during that 0-5 stretch to start 2010. 4-1 this season.
And you look at the turnover ratio. That's the biggest difference right there. That's going to lead to all those other categories. You're talking about -10 to +10. That's a difference of 20. That's a huge change from one season to the next.
The first 4-1 start since 2002. That was also the 49ers' last winning season and their last playoff appearance. Pass by Smith, bounces away from Gore. 3rd and 7 coming up.
Got to make those catches. You just got to keep getting positive yards.
'49ers with 4 first downs all during that last drive. 3rd down and 7. Smith to the outside. Catch is made by Crabtree. Chris Houston made the tackle. It will depend on the spot. Looks to be a yard shy. And the 49ers will punt for the 3rd time today.
This is a nice job by Chris Houston because Michael Crabtree, I thought, was going to be able to get back inside with enough yards for the 1st down. It's a good, sure tackle right there that forces the punt. And one of the areas that Jim Schwartz has said has really improved, and not a lot of people talk about it, but tackling on the perimeter with his corners, one of the biggest areas of improvement he's seen this year from his defense.
Andy Lee punting from his own 30-yard line. Put a little too much on it. So the Lions will start from their own 20, a 60-yard punt by Lee. Well, Darryl, I know you were excited when the Texas Rangers clinched their second straight American League pennant last night with their win over the Tigers. Rangers take the series in 6, and the World Series will get underway on Fox this Wednesday. The Rangers will face either the Milwaukee Brewers or the St. Louis Cardinals. Texas looking for their first ever World Championship. Legends are born in October. Game 1 of the World Series Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific, only on Fox.
There were some great games, though, in the Texas Ranger Detroit Tiger ALCS. And last night's game was really the only one that kind of got away from either side.
First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Stafford, who grew up in the Dallas area, complete to Calvin Johnson. We met with Matthew on Friday, so series obviously was not over, and he told us I'll be happy either way. Whichever team wins, my hometown Texas Rangers or his adopted hometown, the Detroit Tigers.
They got to him. He converted. He's a Tigers fan. He just wouldn't tell us.
All you had to do was look at his hat. Second down and 2. Maurice Morris stopped a yard shy as we check in once again with Kurt.
And once again, we check in with Aaron Rodgers doing it again. This time hooking up with Jordy Nelson, 93 yards on the score. Packers up 17-0 on the Rams. That game in the second quarter. Kenny Moose and Goose. Rodgers, 16 touchdown passes, only 2 interceptions all season long.
And the Packers and Lions.
Wild uniforms.
On a collision course. Like those, Goose?
Different. Really. A lot of them, though.
Throwbacks, third down and 2, and Stafford down back at the 21-yard line off the pressure from Ahmad Brooks.
And I saw Javid Best's reaction. I'm not sure if this was his man in protection, but you're going to watch him. He's going to release out here, and Ahmad Brooks is clean right to the quarterback. So I don't know whether it was designed, hey, we're going to let that guy go, and then we're going to go throw hot off of him, get me out, on the edge. But Ahmad Brooks does a good job of getting in there, effecting the throw, so Matthew Stafford has no choice but to get down.
Second sack of the season for Brooks. Donahue punting from his own 11. And a fair catch is called for at the 39 by Ted Ginn Jr. Good field position for the Niners, 40-yard punt. Lions lead by 3. Back in Detroit, Lions lead the 49ers 10-7. 49ers quieted this crowd a bit during their 8-play, 80-yard touchdown drive. San Francisco starting from their own 39. Up through the backfield. Smith looking to throw on first down, and the catch is made by Michael Crabtree. Crabtree, his 5th catch today. He's been featured with Josh Morgan out with the broken ankle suffered last week.
He's working the underneath part of these routes, and Alex Smith is doing a great job of making quick decisions and getting the ball out fast. He knows how much pressure that front can generate. So take what's there. It's just a little shallow cross right there. You're pushing Vernon Davis down the field to open it up a little bit. Don't hold it and wait for something big to happen. Take what the defense gives you.
Crabtree picked up 10 out of San Francisco, first down. For the long back from the 49. Smith downfield, Crabtree, and it is broken up by Chris Houston. No flags.
Those are the opportunities you're looking for. True one-on-one coverage to the outside. The safety's not going to be able to get there in time. Michael Crabtree's got to be able to get up and make that catch. Don't continue to run. Stop, elevate, and make that catch.
Second and 10, 2 tight ends. Inside handoff to Gore into Lions territory. To the Detroit 48. Gore gains 3.
That's the thing you have to be alert for on defense. San Francisco will run the ball at any point. They'll run in third and long. You have to be ready for this running game of the San Francisco 49ers at any down and distance.
We're down at 7. 3 wide receivers. Crabtree in the slot. Blown down.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty is still third down.
That's the left tackle, Joe Staley. Grew up about 2 hours from Detroit, Grand Rapids. 4th San Francisco false start.
Well, you've got the pressure coming into your face and everything, so that makes it even harder. You got the crowd noise. You're out there at left tackle. 3 guys running straight at you. Jim Harbaugh felt like somebody else moved.
3rd down and 12.
They don't get the snap off. The game clock runs out right here. Jim Harbaugh.
San Francisco, they're first.
They were complaining on the sideline of San Francisco to put the game clock up to 35, but they didn't get it done. Just ran out of time.
And that's one of the other things that you don't think about when you talk about crowd noise. We all focus on the line of scrimmage and the snap of the ball, but sometimes it's just hard to get the play called, and all of a sudden that play clock's running down and you're burning timeouts.
49ers facing a 3rd down and 12 following the timeout, trailing the Lions by 3.
Well, like you said earlier, Gal, you don't know. Even though it's 3rd and 12, you don't know if it's going to be a pass because this team will run in this situation.
This time Smith looking to throw, rolling to his right. He escapes. And then is forced out of bounds at the 49-yard line.
But here's one of the things that will really help you when you've got such an aggressive front. Move the pocket. Come out here, get out to the outside. Watch Frank Gore 21 come backside. Chop down Kyle Vanden Bosch. You're moving the pocket. Bruce Miller's got to do a better job on Cliff Averill. But now the problem is it's just a 2-man route. So when you can rush 4 and drop 7, it's going to be hard to find one of those 2 guys open with 7 guys covering.
A good thing he didn't throw it to Michael Crabtree because it looked like he stepped out of bounds there.
Lee punting for the 4th time. Fair catch called for by Logan at the 11 with just under 8 minutes remaining, 2nd quarter. Here in Detroit, well, Fox tonight, things get intense on an all-new The X Factor as the talent measuring the performances continue at the judges' homes. Will your favorites make the cut? Find out on The X Factor. All new tonight following football at 8, 7 Central right here on Fox. On field for the Lions. They start from their own 11. Lions led 10-0 after 1. 49ers scored on the first play of the 2nd quarter. Tight end Will Heller in as the fullback. As Stafford is looking for Calvin Johnson, did a 360. Terrell Brown on the coverage.
Quite a bit of confidence with this 49ers defense. You know, we haven't seen anything really special done to Calvin Johnson on the outside. It's Terrell Brown. You're going to have a little bit of safety help here over the top, but that's one of those situations that you've seen Matthew Stafford and Calvin Johnson do a great job. That little back shoulder throw in that situation where it's a true one-on-one.
Johnson with only 2 catches so far today. Three wide receiver set, 2nd and 10. Stafford in trouble on the pressure from McDonald. 49ers wanted a safety as Justin Smith brings it back, but the question is, ruled a safety. It is. So Stafford Tackled in the end zone by McDonald for a safety.
Ray McDonald up on the inside.
On the field is a sack in the end zone for a safety.
Looked like Aldon Smith got a piece of Stafford, and then McDonald finishes him off.
Ray McDonald do it when he got there.
Well, if it wasn't a sack in the end zone, it had to be a... there was no one in the vicinity when they threw the ball out, so it would be intentional grounding.
Ray McDonald here, Aldon Smith here on your pressure.
So Mike Carey checking his pager. Scoring plays, as we mentioned earlier, are all reviewed.
That might be intentional grounding in the end zone, if anything.
He wasn't in the grass,
so,
yeah.
You know, he didn't get that beyond the line of scrimmage.
Smart job by the 49ers defense, though, going after the ball, picking it up, and bringing it into the end zone. Because you never know what the call could be.
You're right, Goose. Finish the play. So the Lions' lead has been cut to 1. They took a look at it upstairs, and call on the field of safety has been confirmed.
I'll tell you, San Francisco has done a great job weathering the storm here at the beginning of this game. This stadium was electric. The Lions came out flying, and they're in that lull right now. They're in that time where things just don't click for them. They've had them in every game this season.
Detroit, their first, a 30-second timeout.
So the Lions use a timeout prior to the free kick.
Yeah.
Jim Schwartz wondering if Mike Carey received word from upstairs via the buzzer following the safety.
And we saw him, you know, with the pager taking a look at it, and I don't think Jim Schwartz saw that.
Now remember, Jim cannot challenge. You learned that lesson earlier when Jim Harbaugh was called for unsportsmanlike conduct after throwing the red flag, challenging the scoring play. Jim Schwartz wanted an explanation, so what does he do? He uses a timeout.
Now that being able to be called a sack would have to be the quarterback in the grasp, correct?
It's one of those things you don't think about it, Goose. You know, we think about the touchdowns and everything, but you know, every scoring play is going to be reviewed, and that's, you know, that includes the safety as well. And Jim Schwartz came over to Mike Carey just to make sure he got buzzed down from up above that the call on the field stood.
It would be a lot easier if they did have like a big red light somewhere in the stadium, so everybody would be able to see it, that it was being confirmed. We can get that put in next year, Darryl. Make a call, will you?
Now the free kick taken at the 20 by Ted Ginn Jr. He's out across the 40. Takes it into Lions territory. So a big return by Ted Ginn Jr. of 32 yards. And just to clean up the last play, the safety and the booth review, we'll bring in our NFL rules analyst, Mike Pereira. Mike, what did you see?
Hey, there's only one thing that was reviewable on that play was the position of the ball. The grasp and control, that's progress, not reviewable. And the ball was in the end zone. It had broken the plane going in before he flicked it and tried to throw it forward. So that's the only thing that he could look at upstairs, and he could look at it and confirm it. That's just like a touchdown. It's automatically reviewable by the replay official, and that's what he did.
Thanks, Mike. And we saw Mike Carey as he checked his buzzer, received word from upstairs. It's now a one-point game as Smith and the 49ers start from the Lions 48. Here's Kendall Hunter, wrapped up by DeAndre Levy as he falls forward to the 44-yard line, a gain of 4.
And with a little bit of help from Anthony Davis, a good hustle by Anthony Davis, getting downfield, pushing that pile for Kendall Hunter. And again, I think what happened in Philadelphia is great for this team. Frank Gore had the bad ankle. Kendall Hunter took the majority of the snaps in the first half. Frank came in the second half. They found out a lot about Kendall Hunter that day. And that's going to serve the Niners offense well down the stretch this season. It'll keep Frank Gore healthy.
Sopoaga and Snyder in the backfield. Gore gains a yard, and there is a penalty marker back at the 46-yard line.
Both sides, neither one of these lines are going to back down from each other. Detroit's defensive line, San Francisco's offensive line, they're all nasty.
They are.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the offense, number 90, pulling his helmet off an opponent from the previous spot, 15-yard penalty, still second down.
That's on Isaac Sopoaga, who we've seen in at fullback for a couple of plays today.
Here he is. He's your wham guy right here coming in.
Tore it right off.
Pull the helmet off, Willie Young.
Really. Then that didn't stop it. If you see the top of your screen, Anthony Davis going back after him. I mean, Dow, you are right. There's a little bit of tension there in the deep end of the pool, as we call it.
You know what? I don't think that was an intentional pull-off of the helmet either. I can see why Isaac Sopoaga is a little bit upset. He's in there blocking it. You know, he's been doing it a little bit, but he goes in, he gets his hands off, and, you know, the helmet comes off. There wasn't any intent to hurt the player after that. I was surprised Anthony Davis didn't get the ball.
Me too.
Second down and 20 following the 9th San Francisco penalty. Off the play fake to Gore. Smith backpedaling. And he connects with Delaney Walker, who's tackled at the 47-yard line by DeAndre Levy after picking up 5.
We talk about that defensive line running back on that screen. It's imperative that you turn and run after you rush the passer like that. Corey Williams, we talk about him a lot, did a great job of getting back there and helping out on the tackle.
You think that one of the ways you can attack this aggressive front, Tony, is by throwing those screens, but they do such a great job of retracing and getting after that ball.
Third down and 15. They must get to the 38 of the Lions for a first down. Smith stays on his feet down at midfield on the contact from Bobby Carpenter.
Alex Smith does a good job with all the pressure in his face to keep it on his feet, but the Lions are relentless in coming after him.
You know, I think this is one of the things, too. He continues to move forward, and he's going to run with the ball at the end. At no point do I think Alex Smith wants to pull up like right here. Okay, I got my balance. I'm going to pull up, and I'm going to try and find a guy downfield because he knows that everybody that's behind him is coming after him. Again, some of those smart style of play that he's implemented this season to reduce the turnovers.
Lead punting for the 5th time. End-over-end kick. Logan lets it go. And it will be down by Chris Culliver inside the 10 with exactly 5 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
Well, it's been a crazy start to the game. Kyle Vanden Bosch, a great individual play right there on San Francisco's first offensive snap. The Lions go down to get a field goal out of that one. Then later in the first quarter, Brandon Pettigrew with a great catch there. The Niners hang in there. They weather the storm. They come back, have a nice 80-yard drive. Frank Gore caps that one off. And then on that last series, a safety by the Niners defense. We sit at 10-9.
Lions start from their own 9-yard line. 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Side handoff to Best, who grew up in the Bay Area. He was a Raiders fan, not like the 49ers, getting the opportunity to play against San Francisco today following his 163-yard career high against Chicago on Monday night.
I mean, just explosive runs by Javid Best against the Bears. 88 yards, 43 yards. If he hits the seam and you don't have your gaps controlled on the defensive side, he can score from any point on this field. He's going to outrun anybody.
Second down in an empty backfield as Stafford fires. Oh, what a catch. Titus Young, we've been talking about him out at the 24-yard line. Gain of 14, his first reception today.
Well, that's a nice catch and almost an interception. Look at Ahmad Brooks dropping out right there. It just goes over his hand. He's really frustrated, just misses it. Great concentration by Titus Young to go up and get that.
Nice job by Matthew Stafford also standing in there. That pressure right in his face and got the ball off.
From the 24. Stafford, sidearm over the middle. And the catch is made out of the 31-yard line by Pettigrew. There is a flag.
Holding, defense number 53. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic. First down.
That's on Navarro Bowman, the 10th San Francisco penalty. Ball spotted at the 29-yard line following the penalty. New set of downs for the Lions. Inside handoff to Best. Out across the 36.
Almost got going on that one right there, Darryl. A little short trap inside with Detroit waiting for that San Francisco 49ers defensive line to get upfield. Little short trap to the left-hand side. Javid Best almost broke that one.
Second down and 3. Stafford with time, and the catch is made by the tight end Heller. Will Heller picks up a first down to the 45, his third catch of the season.
Matthew Stafford doing a good job on this drive right now, moving the ball around, getting everybody involved. We've seen Will Heller, Titus Young on this one. You get your concentration and your focus on Calvin Johnson down here. You've got to work your other players.
11 completions for Stafford to 6 different receivers.
Come on, guys. Come on.
From the 45, it's Javid Best. Into 49ers territory. Out of bounds at the 49.
Good block by Jeff Backus on the outside right there, working against Justin Smith. He gets that edge, allows Javid Best to get around the corner. That's not an easy job. Justin Smith is a handful.
2 Ironman Backus, 166th consecutive start. Justin Smith, 161 in a row. On 2nd and 4, Calvin Johnson. Another first down for the Lions. Gain of 11 as we approach the 2-minute warning. Lions have 2 timeouts remaining. And Stafford will let the clock run down. So we hit the 2-minute warning in Detroit. When we come back, 1st and 10 for the Lions from the San Francisco 38-yard line. Detroit leading by 1. Five 5-0 Lions lead the 4-1 49ers, 10-9. 1st and 10 for Detroit from the San Francisco 38. Empty backfield for the Lions. Stafford on first down, complete to Best. Takes it down to the 23-yard line, 15-yard pickup.
Nice job by Matthew Stafford, seeing a mismatch right there. They had a linebacker out on Javid Best in space, one-on-one. He's too quick.
From the 23. Nearly picked off. Aldon Smith cannot believe it. Unable to hold on.
Would have been a big play right there.
Yeah, one thing he's doing is he's not throwing over. It's almost like a sidearm throw, huh, Darryl?
Yeah, and I don't know who he was trying to fit that into, because Carlos Rogers was right there in coverage as well. Got away with one right there.
Second and 10, Calvin Johnson, bottom of your screen, split wide to the right. Off the fake handoff to Best. Stafford looking, now he throws, there's a flag. As the catch is made by Burleson at the San Francisco 8.
Make sure you got this one right, because this is a big play by Nate Burleson right there on Carlos Rogers. Get him down inside the 10-yard line.
Chop block, personal foul, 87, went low on another player, had him high, 15-yard penalty, still third down. Second down.
When you are engaged, you can't go down low. I don't think Gosder Charles was engaged. He's got Navarro Bowman there. He's moving out. What he did is he kind of gave him a shot, but he's moving out to get Navarro Bowman and makes contact with Ahmad Brooks. I don't think he was engaged with Ahmad Brooks on that play. When they huddled together, I thought they were going to pick the flag up.
Scoop 53, Scoop 53, watch the game.
Now the Lions backed up to the 38. Second down and 25. Off the play fake. Here is Best out of the backfield, chased down by Bowman at the 31-yard line, gain of 7.
Good hustle by Navarro Bowman. Javid Best crosses the formation. He gets into protection. It's not necessarily a screen, but you're just sneaking him out the back door, trying to create some open space by him. Navarro Bowman hopefully gets caught up in all that junk as he crosses the field with him. So good job of his finding his way across that field.
Under.
Now third down and 17. Stafford's pass is caught, but Dante Whitner was right there to make the tackle on Pettigrew.
Great recognition. Trust your instincts on that one. You're going to be able to find the offensive lineman. There's Dante Whitner right there in the middle of your screen. Watch everything, watch everything. Oh, the linemen are coming out. Let me get upfield. What a great finish on the tackle, too. You don't see many of those anymore.
49ers use their second timeout, stop the clock with 1 minute remaining, as the Lions send out the field goal unit, leading by 1. Coming up, the Visa halftime report with Kurt, Terry, Howie, Michael, and Jimmy. Giants taking on the Bills. Steelers all over the Jaguars. They'll have highlights, and the Fox Sports ticker will bring you all the latest stats. Visa halftime report coming up next. Terrific feature on these teams, these young head coaches, on our pregame show, Jim Schwartz and Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, a lot of discussion in the pregame show about this game. Jimmy Johnson had some interesting comments about them, and Howie Long, I liked his statement. Can San Francisco take that punch in the mouth? Detroit's going to come out and slug them, and they did that. They came out and they slugged San Francisco, and guess what? They took that punch, and they've hung in there. They've made some plays here in the second quarter.
This will be a 52-yard attempt. Hansen is 3 for 3 from 50-plus this year. He's the NFL's all-time leader with 48 successful field goals from 50 or more yards out. So Hansen from 52, and this one is wide to the right.
San Francisco is going to get a good spot on this now because it goes from the spot of the kick.
Nobody has made more 50-yard field goals than Hansen, but not this time. Lions lead remains 1.
An amazing career for Jason Hansen.
His first miss of any kind this season. He had been 19 for 19 on extra points, 12 of 12 on field goals. So Jason Hansen, who was drafted way back in 1992, he's played for 8 head coaches here in Detroit. Missing for the first time this season. As you see, upper left-hand corner, 49ers have 1 timeout remaining. 55 seconds on the clock, trailing by 1. Smith on first down, complete to the tight end, Vernon Davis, DeAndre Levy made the tackle, and some extracurricular activity. Cliff Averill and Anthony Davis.
They have been battling all day. Anthony Davis has been mixing it up since the start of this game. Michael Crabtree did this earlier in the game, and Vernon Davis does it there. Catch the ball and get north and south against his defense. They're all coming after you.
Under a half minute remaining. Smith fires, and the catch is made by Ted Ginn Jr. Lars Bavay made the tackle at the Lions 39, 18-yard pass play. 10 seconds remaining. As Smith will stop the clock. There is a flag. 8 seconds remaining. As the officials once again conference.
We're inside 10 seconds, Kenny. I thought Anthony Davis got up and got set. He was the last guy into the formation. I thought he got set.
Illegal formation, offense, number 76. There will not be a 10-second runoff because the offense got set before the foul.
Good explanation, as always, from Mike Carey. No 10-second runoff. 8 seconds remaining, and the 49ers still have that one timeout. So 11 San Francisco penalties. That is the 7th called against their offense. From the Lions 43. Smith throws to the outside. Ginn gets out of bounds at the 37 with 5 seconds remaining. And here comes David Akers. This will be, looks like a 55-yard attempt. Akers' season long is 55. His career long is 57. Oh. How often do you see 2 50-yard attempts in the span of a minute? From the right hash, Akers from 55 yards out. Will it have the distance? It does. David Akers on the final play of the first half, connecting from 55 yards out, matching his season long. And the San Francisco 49ers take a 12-10 lead. Remember, the Lions have trailed at the half in each of their last 3 games. Two teams with a combined record of 9-1. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston back in Detroit. Lions led 10-0 after 1. San Francisco scores all 12 points in the second quarter. So now the Lions find themselves in a very familiar position. They've trailed at the half in each of their last 3 games.
One of the things we talked about, at times during the course of this season, they showed some really, really good football. The second quarter was not anything to do with good football for the Detroit Lions, but they're only down by 2. They've been struggling the last couple of weeks coming into to the games in the first half, have bounced back in the second half. Really what this game boils down to is efficiency versus explosive capabilities. Neither one of those was on display in the first half. San Francisco, which usually doesn't beat themselves, had a ton of penalties. Very fortunate, in my opinion, to be where they are right now, but they're doing a great job of containing Detroit's explosive plays on the offensive side of the ball. That, to me, is the difference, and that's where Detroit will separate from you in this second half. Can they continue to shut down Calvin Johnson, Javid Best, keep those explosive plays down, and then all of a sudden their offense kicks in that grinded-out style of being very efficient, taking advantage of the opportunities when they're there.
So over the last 3 weeks, the Lions have trailed at the half in Minnesota 20-0. Came back to win in overtime. Trailed Dallas at the half 20-3. Came back to win that game by 4. And then trailed Chicago at the half on Monday night. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to iTunes.com/NFL. Now remember, the Lions won the opening toss and deferred. So San Francisco will get the ball first here in the second half. David Akers ending the first half with a 55-yard field goal, giving the Niners their first lead of the game. Just moments after Hansen missed from 52 yards out. Hansen's kick to the back of the end zone, and it is taken out from about 8 yards deep by Ginn. Return to the 18.
Well, the biggest thing you're going to see on these halftime stats is penalties. I mean, San Francisco did not do a good job of handling the crowd in the very beginning. And they were able to hang in there. They didn't deviate from their plan. You still see them changing the play at the line of scrimmage, fighting through that. Can this crowd rebound again here in the third quarter? Make it as difficult as it was for San Francisco in the first quarter.
Among the 11 San Francisco penalties, 4 false starts. First and 10 from the 18-yard line for Alex Smith and the Niners. Smith took a hit as he threw, pass intended for Gore, as we check in with Goose.
Had a chance to talk to Jim Schwartz going in. One thing, he said, listen, we're not going to panic over anything, but he definitely wanted his offense to come back out and put some drives together. He said, one thing, we're having too many 3-and-outs. We got to go and get our defense off the field, get them a little bit of a break, come back out here in the second half, where we usually play our best ball. So we'll see what happens.
In the second half, plus overtime, Goose have outscored their opponents by 86 points over their first 5 games. Inside handoff. Bruce Miller, the fullback, 7th-round pick out of Central Florida, gains 4 out to the 22-yard line, setting up 3rd down and 6.
You know, watching the 49ers, Darryl, a lot of their plays are going right at Sue, right to the outside shoulder, almost a B gap of Sue. And I'm really surprised that they're trying to attack right there. Usually this guy goes against penetration, but they're running away from Corey Williams and they're running at Domkin.
Well, what Greg Roman wants to do, he doesn't want to account for their penetration and their speed up the field. He wants to take advantage of it. So the wham play we saw in the beginning, get those tackles up the field, trap them, and get the running back inside of them quick.
3rd down and 6. Smith under pressure. He throws, deflects away from Gore, nearly intercepted. A diving attempt by Tulloch, and there is a penalty marker.
Holding. Offense number 68 is declined. 4th down.
Adam Snyder, the guilty Niner. Penalty is declined. 49ers will punt.
Well, Snyder does a good job right here as setting, but then he much here at the end. No, I really didn't see much, huh?
No, what he expected, Tony, he expected the ball to be out. So again, and Ndamukong Suh is going to play to the whistle, and you have to play to the whistle. And what he did is he played till he thought the ball was out, and it wasn't. Little change up in the punt protection here by the Niners.
Yeah, big spread.
Lee punting from his own 12. Comes to Logan at the 28. Logan takes it up the middle, out across the 40, 13 yards on the return. 52-yard punt. Good field position for Matthew Stafford and the Lions. Detroit Lions took a 10-0 lead in the first quarter. They now trail 12-10. Calvin Johnson came into this game with 9 touchdown receptions over the first 5 games. With 3 catches so far today. Tight ends for the Lions. They start from their own 40 to hand off to Best. Up the middle, gain of 1.
Let's see
Bowman the tackle. Goose.
Let's see what Detroit does here right now. They're still staying in the no huddle, the kind of the hurry up mode. I'm not a fan of this. I think their plan is good. They want to challenge the depth of San Francisco, but I mean, right now, it's not like you're really pressing them. There's time to recover for the defense. I'd come out and try something different here in the third quarter. Let's huddle up and run plays.
Stafford on 2nd and 8, just able to get rid of it, and Best with a big gain into 49ers territory. Down to the San Francisco 38 as Jamin Best gains 21.
Matthew Stafford does a nice job hanging in there. There's Javid Best in the slot. hangs in there long enough with Patrick Willis coming in his face to get it to him. Then it's just bad angles by the 49ers. They've got two players around Jahvid Best. They both take bad angles. He's able to elude both of them and extend the play.
Empty backfield from the 49ers 38-yard line. It's Best again. Inside the 20, the 10. And it's Dante Winder who finally takes him down at the 6-yard line. Best gains 32.
He could just eliminate gaps. He's going to be outside. It's one of the little bubble screens, and you've got great blocking by your offensive line up there. They create the seam, and that's when you get into trouble. Jahvid Best will just explode through it.
Look at him, offensive lineman firing off there. Backus, Rob Sims, they're all downfield. That's why Jahvid Best went and had that beautiful run.
That's 53 yards on back-to-back plays. Keelan Williams in the backfield, the former Redskin. Off the fake to Williams. Stafford chased by Justin Smith. Able to get rid of it. Pass intended for Nate Burleson.
I'll tell you what, they tried with the play action right here, but none of those defensive linemen or linebackers bid on that. They just kept coming at Matt Stafford, and that's why he had that bad throw to the outside. Tough to go and fool Justin Smith. That's motor boy. He's just coming and coming and coming. He hasn't got a game yet on him.
Also taken a couple of trips to the Pro Bowl the last 2 years.
Hey, you got 53 out there.
Second and goal from the 6. Stafford, end zone, looking for Pettigrew. Patrick Willis on the coverage.
There's your other red zone mismatch that you're trying to try and create with Brandon Pettigrew. Aldon Smith got to give him a little bit more on that release. Kind of that same route we saw earlier, trying to get it on that back shoulder. I'd like to see Aldon Smith jam him a little bit more on that release. Make him work to get off the line of scrimmage and disrupt that timing. You can't let Brandon Pettigrew have a free release like that.
Bring out. Up.
Third and goal from the 6. Stafford's pass intended for Titus Young, so 49ers again getting the job done defensively in the red zone.
Good coverage here by the Niners again. Titus Young, Nate Burleson on the bottom. They had Brandon Pettigrew, Calvin Johnson to the top. Nowhere to go for Matthew Stafford.
So here's Hansen, who hit from 25, missed from 52. This a 24-yard attempt from the left hash. Ryan Donahue will place it down.
It's over!
The Lions back on top by 1. Jason Hansen, the only Detroit Lion remaining from their last playoff team back in 1999. His second field goal has given the Lions a 1-point lead.
He's had a fantastic career here for the Detroit Lions. Last week, 300 games for a single franchise.
First in history to play in 300 games with one team. Today, number 301.
That's about twice as many as I played. That's unbelievable.
Woo! But you played at as many Pro Bowls as Jason did. Takes it out once again.
He almost stepped out of bounds at the 2.
Very close. Brings it back out to the 20.
Well, he took the one out to open the half from about 8 yards deep. His momentum's going to carry him as he slides a little bit. Uh-oh. Please get me back in bounds so I don't get yelled at.
Slipping and sliding. Well, coming up this Wednesday, it's game 1 of the World Series. The Texas Rangers will take on the winner of the National League Championship Series between the Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. It all gets underway 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific this Wednesday on Fox with Joe Buck and Tim McCarter. Darrell, have you bought the son Aiden and Nelson Cruz jersey yet?
I'm working on it. What a heck of a series he had.
6 home runs in the American League Championship Series. And how about that play by the San Francisco native, Eric Wright, on Frank Gore?
He almost caught that ball coming on. He recognized this play and just took off. Frank Gore lines up out here on the left-hand side. Eric Wright, man, identify that right away. Alex Smith, I'm surprised he threw that ball.
Loss of 3 on the play, Goose. Now second down and 13. Forced to call timeout.
Timeout. San Francisco, they're first.
I still think that was more of a concern for Alex Smith, was getting the plays called and getting up to the line of scrimmage, not impacted by that play clock.
Tenth season for the Lions here at Ford Field, and the crowd has been a factor once again, as they were on Monday night. Second down and 13 following the San Francisco timeout. More flags.
There is no foul on the play. Second down. Please put 10:51 on the game clock. 10:51. Thank you.
That's interesting.
Play was blown dead. Officials got together. Pick up the flag. Second down and 13 again. Frank Gore, after the hesitation, takes it across the 30. He's still going. Into Lions territory. Finally brought down from behind by Chris Houston. And there is a flag at the end of the play.
That is the same exact play that they scored on in the first half. A short wham with a short motion from the tight end coming down on Adamkin Sue. Right here. Coming down, boom, hitting Sue. Right there, good block by Delaney Walker. And there goes Frank Gore.
55 yards and then a flag.
On the tackle, personal foul, horse collar, defense, 15 yards. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
The horse collar, you grab the back of the jersey and you pull to the ground. Now, I understand where the horse collar came from. I watched Musa Smith have his leg broke. I've seen a lot of guys get injured by a horse collar tackle, and I think they have become too liberal with this rule. Yes, he did have the jersey and he did pull him down, but he was not even on the ground. The other rule was you pull the guy down and you slide underneath him. I don't agree with that call. I think they've become much too liberal with the definition of a horse collar tackle.
So add on 15 yards to the 55-yard run by Frank Gore. From the 14, the toss to Kendall Hunter. Spivey makes the tackle. Gain of 1 as we bring in our rules analyst, Mike Pereira, once again. Mike, what did you see on that play rule, the horse collar?
Well, I think now here's the issue. It says you got to be inside the collar or the shoulder pads, but if it's close to the collar, you can actually call it. But that's not. This is not the type of tackle that puts a player at risk of injury, and I don't think you want to call that. That's going too far, as Moose says.
So Mike and Darrell agree. You also think back to the Terrell Owens injury on the Roy Williams tackle. Second down and 9. Smith to Crabtree. Michael Crabtree.
I think he may have had a great effort to get that in for a touchdown. Did he break the plane before? Now it's called incomplete.
Remember, there is no more force out rule. You got 1 foot down.
You got the same foot down twice, I think, Kenny.
That was a good call.
I'm thinking touchdown. They've got incomplete.
So they officials got together, and it is ruled an incomplete pass. Not get both feet in. If you get the same foot down twice, does not matter. Must get both feet down in bounds. Now 3rd down and 9 from the Detroit 13. Take a look. Crabtree gets the left foot down. Left foot down again.
Great job by the officials on this one.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It's being challenged by San Francisco.
So Jim Harbaugh challenging the play, but this will not be ruled a legal catch by Crabtree. Got the left foot down twice. Right foot never came down in bounds. Jim Harbaugh has challenged the call on the field, which was incomplete pass. That call should stand. Here's Mike Carey.
The ruling on the field is confirmed because in order to have a catch, the receiver must have both feet down in bounds. This receiver had 1 foot down twice. Incomplete pass. 7 charged with their second team timeout.
Crabtree got the left foot down twice. So Jim Harbaugh now 2 for 4 on challenges this season. He loses a timeout, so San Francisco only has 1 remaining.
What a huge missed opportunity right here. Turn your hands the other way, Delaney. So your palms are up. I made that catch so much harder by having your palms back to the ball as opposed to palms up so it could fall into your hands instead of you having to grab it and then pull it forward.
So here's David Akers, hit from 55 on the final play of the first half from the left hash, a 21-yard attempt. Akers' kick is good, and the 49ers go back on top by 2. We'll get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call ** NFL now. David changing his cleats prior to the kickoff.
Never saw that before. Never knew you had a field goal shoe and a kickoff shoe.
We talked about Jason Hanson and his longevity. David Akers, one of the best over the last decade. The Philadelphia Eagles' all-time leading scorer.
Great pickup by San Francisco. Another strong leg. You know, he's getting a little bit older with his career here in the NFL, but still got a strong leg. We saw that evidence at the end of the first half.
Akers has been to 5 Pro Bowls. He has given the 49ers a 2-point lead. Lions led 10-0 after 1. San Francisco took a 12-10 lead at halftime. Hanson and Akers have exchanged field goals here in the third quarter, so it's now 15-13 San Francisco.
David Akers taking it on.
They'll face each other twice, division rivals. Green Bay leading St. Louis Rams in the fourth quarter at Lambeau, 24-3.
I know what I'll be doing Thanksgiving Day.
Von Logan takes a knee. Also on Thanksgiving Eve, Thanksgiving night, the battle of the Harbaugh brothers. 49ers and the Ravens.
Just a great job by the San Francisco 49ers defense today, because this is an offense based on the explosive plays. Now, Jahvid Best got a couple of them in that last series in the passing game, but he's yet to have one in the running game. Brandon Pettigrew, actually the leader in yards and catches right now from the tight end spot, ahead of Calvin Johnson.
Johnson with only 3 receptions for 29 yards. So the Lions trail by 2, 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Stafford on first down. There's Johnson. His 4th catch today, and it is good for 23 yards. Deshaun Colson the tackle.
We've seen him choose to play Calvin Johnson, really kind of true one-on-one the whole afternoon. Nice timing on the throw from Matthew Stafford.
Roy. Pop. From the 43 on first down. It's Pettigrew. Gain of 5 out to the 48. His 7th reception.
They've been working him underneath the majority of the day. It'll be interesting to see if we've seen it down in the red zone when he's had that out and up. We'll see if they try and pull something out in the middle of the field where they get Brandon Pettigrew a double move. See if he can get one of those linebackers from the Niners to bite on something they've been seeing all afternoon.
2nd down and 5. Inside handoff to Best into 49ers territory. And he is close to a first down. Aldon Smith made the tackle.
One of the big reasons that Detroit has had so much success in the second half is because of that guy right there. You look at his rating from first half to second half. It's kind of gotten off to some slow starts. But you see what he's done in the second half. He's been on fire all season long.
That offensive line has done a better job also in the second half of giving him the time to look downfield and find his receivers.
3rd down and 1 for the Lions. 4 flags.
Encroachment. Defense number 91. 5-yard penalty. The enforcement results in a first down.
That's on Ray McDonald on 3rd and 1. McDonald flagged for the 12th San Francisco penalty.
Well, that's what quarterbacks do. They come off with the same rhythm, go on one, then all of a sudden they hit you with that hard count, they catch you off sides. And that's a little home field advantage right there. You can't do that when you're on the road. As you see with Alex Smith having to deal with all the noise, crowd noise here. No.
Crowd quiets down with the Lions on offense. 1st and 10 from the 42. Off the fake end around to Burleson. Best bobbled up.
A lot of things for this San Francisco defense to process on this one. You're worried about the end around, and then you're slipping Jahvid Best out. Kind of a little screen element right there. Carlos Rogers does a good job of sorting through everything, getting up and making the tackle.
Loss of a yard now, 2nd down and 11 from the 43. Off the fake inside handoff. Stafford firing downfield. Incomplete, intended for Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, he knows he missed one. And that was true one-on-one, and we've seen this several times today. It's just going to be Calvin Johnson versus Chris Culver, true one-on-one, and he doesn't give him an opportunity to make the play. I think that's what bothers Matthew more than anything after this throw, is he didn't keep it in the field to play, because Calvin Johnson can make that play in a true one-on-one situation.
Ball sailed on Stafford. Lions today just 1 of 8 on 3rd down.
Not only does Calvin have the height and the reach, he has that vertical jump right now.
44?
44.
6'5", that's not fair.
Now Stafford being chased by Whitner. And he throws it away. Pressure from Dante Whitner. Lions forced to punt.
I don't think he got to be on the line of scrimmage, though. I don't think he's got to be on the line.
There's a flag.
He's got to get that ball beyond the line of scrimmage.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 9. The ball was 1 yard short of the line of gain, and there was no receiver in the area. It's a 10-yard penalty, loss of down, 4th down.
So Stafford 1 yard shy of the line of scrimmage. It will move the punter Donahue back 10 yards.
Nice call on that, Darryl. Who was that, you or Kenny?
I beat Kenny to the punch on that one.
Nice.
Can't tell the difference. Can't tell the difference, Goose, after 5 years. Must be loud down there.
Wow, it is. It was. My ears are still ringing.
Taken at the 10-yard line by Ginn. Out to the 31. 20-yard return. With the 49ers leading the Lions by 2.
Over on the sideline, Colin Kaepernick with his helmet on in the discussion with Jim Harbaugh right now. We've seen him come into the game the last couple of weeks for the 49ers, and Jim Harbaugh has said he'd like to get him more snaps during the course of the year as he makes his way back to the sideline. Get Gunther Cunningham on the other side of the field thinking about some things.
Little 52 fake out again.
You're not going to fool that guy.
No.
We've seen it all.
He's a great man.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. The handoff to Gore, who's gone over 100 for the 4th consecutive game, but this time he loses about 3. That's only the 7th carry for Gore today, but he had runs of 47 and 55 yards earlier.
He was averaging over 20 yards per carry before that one.
Now only 17 per carry.
Slacker.
It's amazing how he had to check that he only had 7 attempts. We couldn't believe that during the break.
That can't be
Like he only ran the ball 6 times.
49ers have only run 37 plays. They lead by 2. 2nd down and 13 as that pass was batted at the line by Willie Young.
It's a heads-up play by Willie Young. Get your hands up, but the rest of the defensive guys got to go and look for that ball when it's up in the air. Alex Smith looking downfield. Willie Young goes, sees his eyes, put your hands up, tip that ball. There, Lawrence Jackson had an opportunity to go and get that ball. You got to get that one.
Third down and 13. Play clock at 3. Smith steps up, fires downfield, and Michael Crabtree makes the catch in Lions territory at the Detroit 45, a 27-yard pass play.
Watch Michael Crabtree elevate at the end of this route. He gets into that soft spot, times it perfectly, goes up, and makes a heck of a catch.
Crabtree has really stepped up today. Coming into this game, 49ers wide receivers combined averaging only 7 receptions per game, and that includes Josh Morgan. Crabtree with 6 today. Under 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Smith, loads of time on 1st down. He fires downfield. Intended for Ted Ginn Jr.
Good spot with the throw by Alex Smith right there. They're in a true one-on-one situation running down the field, but he puts it into the middle of the field to allow Michael Crabtree to try and adjust and get in there. If he hadn't stumbled at the end of this, I think he's going to get there and make this catch.
The offensive line also does a great job.
Actually, Ted Ginn.
That's the only spot he could have put it, but the receiver could have got it and the defender couldn't. Huh, Darryl?
Good location.
Yeah, great.
2nd down and 10. Brent Swain in the game, signed by the 49ers this week. The former Green Bay Packers. From the 45, Smith throws a bit high. Off the hands of Michael Crabtree.
You know, once again, looking at that defense for Detroit, they are not recognizing whether it's run or pass. Ndamukong Suh comes through the line of scrimmage and he stops. Watch him right here on the left of your screen. He doesn't know whether it's run or pass right now. You got to go and see that ball, see the quarterback back there, and communicate amongst each other up on a line of scrimmage. If all of you guys are playing run or all the defense linemen are playing pass, you can never be wrong. can't stop there on the line of scrimmage. You got to keep going.
On 3rd and 10. Smith can't find anyone downfield. Down he goes. Back at the 48-yard line.
That's exactly why they got a sack on that play, Darryl, is they just kept coming. They were hungry to get to the quarterback.
Well, they loaded up the box too, Tony.
Yep.
You know, they brought everybody in on this one. Alex, he has to know it's got to come out right there. Once you have to hold that one, that's going to be the result. They had you outmanned in that situation just by pure numbers.
Second sack of the season, Stephen Tulloch. Here's Andy Lee, punting from his own 38. Fair catch called for by Logan at the 9. Just under 4 minutes to play. Third quarter, it's the 49ers leading by 2. Coming up, following the Lions and the Niners, it's America's Game of the Week on Fox. The Dallas Cowboys and the New England Patriots from Foxborough. Patriots have won 19 consecutive regular season games at home. It's America's Game of the Week. Cowboys and Patriots up next.
Last defense to hold the Patriots under 30 points, though. The Rob Ryan coached Cleveland Browns.
There you go. Ryan now the defensive coordinator in Dallas. Lions start from their own 9-yard line. Here's Stafford, chased by Justin Smith. Down he goes, back at the 4-yard line.
That's what that motor will do, Darryl, if you don't stop and you keep coming. And he is just a bull.
Yeah, he's been challenged today, too, because a lot of times, you know, he's not playing in his normal position because you're getting so much 3 wide receiver, 2 tight looks. He's moved down inside into more of a tackle situation. And here's the reason that Matthew Stafford has to hold it. He's moving to his right. Calvin Johnson's picking up players all over the place as he runs through his zones.
Second down at 15 following the sack by Justin Smith. Stafford hands it off to Javid Best. Not much, gain of just 1. Aldon Smith made the tackle.
And that is not Detroit style right there, lining up and running the ball that way. They're more, we've talked about it, whether it's shotgun or single back, or the inside zone where you get all your offensive linemen engaged and running, and you allow Javid Best to pick his seam or create his seam with his speed.
Now 3rd down and 14. Lions have only converted once on 3rd down today. They must get to the 19-yard line to move the chains. Stafford's pass is off the mark, intended for Best. Lions will punt.
That was not good.
No, it kind of goes back to what Coach Schwartz talked to you about, Tony, the 3 and outs during the course of the game. You know, they've continued to have them here in the second half.
Well, the problem is you don't get no rhythm with your offense, and then your defense is just right back on the field, and they get wore down, and the other team is very aware of what's going on. Look at this guy, man. He's just a mauler. Justin Smith is not stopped.
Donahue punting from the end zone. And the fair catch is called for by Ginn in Lions territory.
Nice. San Francisco's defense has done a heck of a job against this explosive Detroit offense. Really only that one drive here where Javid Best had a couple of big plays in the pass game. Safety on Matthew Stafford there. Close again right here in this last series by Justin Smith. We know how hard they are to run the football against, but they've done a nice job in their pass defense and their pass rush this afternoon. Jim Tomsula, the defensive line coach there, has to be very pleased with his guys. And let me tell you, there's not a lot of depth there. Those guys have been going every snap. They do not have the rotation like the defensive line of the Detroit Lions.
Jim does a terrific job, interim head coach at the end of last season. 1st and 10 from the 43, and the play is blown dead.
Now, this may not... We're going to call it on San Francisco.
Wow. Offense number 81, 5-yard penalty is still first.
Here it is. You've set this play up all day long. Tony's been talking about the wham play. They bring Vernon Davis in motion. You're going to wham. This is the long runs. Here comes Delaney. There's your wham guy. You're thinking wham. And are you going to pull it out? You're going for the hard play action. You've set that play up all day long, and Justin Peele jumps.
Well, Corey Williams did a good job of identifying. I know they didn't run the play, but at least he's seen what's coming at him.
Fifth false start, 13th 49ers penalty. Inside handoff to Gore. To the Detroit 44 as we check in once again with Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
Giants and Bills in a good one. Buffalo down temporarily. Stevie Johnson, 9-yard touchdown reception from Ryan Fitzpatrick. And they're tied at 24, less than 8 minutes to go in regulation. Kenny Moose and Goose.
All right, Kurt, Giants look to bounce back from their loss to Seattle against the 4-1 Bills. Second down and 11, under 2 minutes remaining, third quarter. From the Lions 44, Smith steps up and throws, and it is picked off by Amari Spivey. Pass was intended for Crabtree. Spivey with his second pick of the year, fourth of his career.
We saw this play work earlier this half. The deep in route to Michael Crabtree. Going to come down and get in front. This is going to sail a little bit on him. Amari Spivey playing center field in the right spot as that ball sails to make the interception. Okay, now what does this offense do? They've been backed up quite a bit this afternoon. The punting team of the San Francisco 49ers has done a decent job of keeping them pinned back. Their defense just gave them great field position again in San Francisco's end of the field. What are they going to do with it?
Only the second interception thrown by Alex Smith all season over the first 6 games. This is Maurice Morris, the 10-year veteran, longtime Seattle Seahawk. And Morris, following the Spivey interception, picks up 11 at a Lions first down.
How many times do you see that, Tony, where an offense is struggling, and all of a sudden the defense makes a play, and boom, there's your spark for that offense to start playing well.
Morris only 4 carries over the first 5 games. Bain to the backfield, first and 10 from the San Francisco 38. It's Morris again, diving forward. Gain of 3 down to the 35. So a little change of pace with Morris in for Javid Best.
One of the things you have to worry about with Maurice Morris in there, he's a really good receiver out of the backfield as well. He's going to be down here in the slot. You can't fall asleep on him when he breaks formation.
Roy.
Lions empty the backfield, second and 7. Stafford complete to Burleson for another Lions first down for the San Francisco 21, a 14-yard pass play.
San Francisco 22-yard line, first down.
Under 20 seconds remaining, third quarter.
Nice little stutter step there by Burleson to break it to the inside.
Winding down in this third quarter.
53.
And that will do it. Teams will head down to the other side of the field. Lions take a 2-point lead into the fourth here in Detroit. We head to the fourth quarter here in Detroit. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa, the 5-0 Detroit Lions, the 4-1 San Francisco 49ers. The Niners lead by 2.
2 big weapons in the red zone. Brandon Pettigrew and Calvin Johnson.
From the 22 on first down, the slant intended for Titus Young. It was Chris Culliver on the coverage.
Well, one of the differences in this game has been San Francisco's defense down in the red zone, #1 in the NFL. And they haven't done anything to hurt that today. They had the one great catch by Brandon Pettigrew in the first quarter.
Other than that, they've held Scott Linehan's offense to 2 field goals on their other trips into the red zone.
No.
Empty backfield, second and 10. Stafford over the middle, intended for Pettigrew. Again, tremendous coverage, Patrick Willis. And a late flag is thrown.
It's going to be interesting to see what they call right here. I thought Patrick Willis played it great. Watch him be physical on the release. Boom. Get him right there. Looks like you had him on the scene.
Looked like Ahmad Brooks may have kicked the ball at the end of the play. They could be discussing delaying
maybe Deshaun Goldson, who's in there trying to lobby his case. Yeah, that was intentional.
After the play was over, delay of game, and the defense, number 38, kicking the ball, the 5-yard penalty, third down.
Uncharacteristic by Jim Harbaugh's team. We haven't seen this. They had a game earlier this year where they had 12 penalties at Cincinnati, but a lot of these are the kind that, you know, are going to drive him crazy. I mean, he's going to watch this film and go, really, seriously, guys, we're going to kick a football in the fourth quarter with a 2-point lead in the red zone? Are you serious?
14 for 115 yards? Wow.
Calvin Johnson. Lions first down.
And they were not ready when that ball was snapped. Now here's a situation right now where Matthew Stafford is taking advantage of the no huddle because San Francisco having trouble lining up on that last snap.
Fifth reception for Johnson. First and goal from the 8. Maurice Morris. Morris down inside the 5 to the 4-yard line.
No doubt, you made a good point. Even on that last play, San Francisco looks like they're trying to make too many adjustments, and the ball was snapped again. Looks like they weren't prepared. Still adjustments there in the middle of the field here, all the linebackers talking.
A lot of conversation going on with this group right here.
On second and goal off the fake handoff to Morris. The pass to the end zone. Touchdown, Nate Burleson.
Oh, again, it waved off.
Did he put the ball down before they...
The official walked in signaling incomplete, the back judge. Nate Burleson, number 13, stutter and go on the slant.
Did he complete the process of the catch?
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. The receiver going to the ground, lost control of the ball.
I tell you what, that is almost identical to what we saw from Calvin Johnson last year in the opener at Detroit, or at Chicago.
You must maintain possession of the football after getting control and then getting both feet down. There's the control. Initially, 2 feet down. But Burleson did not complete the process of the catch a la Calvin Johnson, week 1 against Chicago last season.
I mean, they're almost identical.
But one thing Detroit should do is move these nets that they have behind the field goal post.
The field is an incomplete pass. It's being challenged by Detroit.
So Jim Schwartz has thrown the red flag. He can challenge, unlike what we saw from Harbaugh earlier, because this was not ruled a touchdown. It's not a scoring play. Jim Schwartz challenging. Mike Carey, we'll take a look. Referee Mike Carey taking a look at the last play, challenged by Jim Schwartz, as we welcome in for the 3rd time today our rules analyst, Mike Pereira. Very familiar, Mike, of course, with the Calvin Johnson play from last year. What do you think about this one?
Well, now, here's the decision that Mike's got to make. Is he, in fact, going to the ground? Calvin Johnson, on his own, was going to the ground. What you got to rule here is got to look at is he, at this point, stumbling to the ground on his own? And if he is, then he's got to hold on to that ball when it hits the ground. And I don't think that he will overturn this to make this a touchdown, because it's going to this whole process issue. Falling backwards, clearly gets 2 feet down, but now starts to turn and is headed to the ground. I hate this because it feels so much like a touchdown, but I think they'll stay with the incomplete pass because it'll become a process.
All right, thanks, Mike. Here's Mike Carey.
After review, the receiver had control of the ball 2 feet down and enough time to correct the football. Therefore, this touchdown.
Wow.
For the fact it feels.
Hey, Mike, I have a question for you. Does it make a difference that Nate Burleson was able to maintain his balance, that he never officially went to the ground where he could have been called down? Because Calvin Johnson last year was on the ground.
Right, and the question is, does he maintain control long enough for this to be a touchdown? I like it because everybody thinks this should be a touchdown. And this was not totally going to the ground on his own. And I actually like the fact that Mike Carey overturned that because that's what that feels to everybody, like a touchdown.
All right, as always, thanks, Mike. And now the Lions will go for 2. Leading by 4. Stafford to the end zone, and Carlos Rogers initially had position on Calvin Johnson, who tried to go over his back. So it remains a 4-point game. Well, took a couple of minutes, but the challenge is upheld. Touchdown, Nate Burleson. Calvin Johnson on the right, wondering, could my catch be reviewed again 13 months later?
Let's go back and take another look at that one of the opener in Detroit last year. But I think the best, well, there's 2 good points that were made during this whole discussion. Number one, what Mike Pereira said, everybody here thinks it should be a touchdown, so he was happy that Mike Carey overruled that and changed it. And the other one by Tony Siragusa, they should move the nets out of the way.
Right now, Tony is standing on the net.
His are closer to the field of play than they are at the other end.
I don't believe it. That the net is this close.
Good.
Ted Ginn Jr. again will take it out. About 8 yards deep. And once again is shoved out of bounds shy of the 20. We take you back to week 1 last season against the Bears.
Now, the big difference there, Calvin Johnson goes all the way to the ground. And Mike Carey's explanation was that Nate Burleson had time after the catch to complete the process. And now this is what just happened on that last play. I mean, very, very similar to what we saw in the opener last year. But you can see the amount of time after the catch that Nate had before the ball came loose. And unlike Calvin Johnson, he also never officially went to the ground. But maybe the best point, Goose, is about the net right there.
Maybe we can go fishing with this net. It shouldn't be back here. Guys can get really hurt. Your cleats get caught up in this thing. It should not be on the ground right behind the goalpost.
Make sure you don't get tangled up in it, Goose.
I won't, Kenny.
First and 10 for the Niners. Smith hit as he throws. And it's Crabtree who makes the catch out across the 27-yard line.
What a great play by Alex Smith on this. He knows he's going to get hit real hard by Cliff Averill. He steps up into the pocket, completely exposes himself. Good toughness in the pocket right there.
Crabtree picked up a first down. Early 4th quarter in Detroit. The 5-0 Lions lead by 4.
They better hustle up. They're inside 10 seconds with this crowd noise.
Play clock now at 5. The toss to Kendall Hunter. And now the end around to Ted Ginn Jr. Stays on his feet across the 40. Another San Francisco first down.
Alex Smith. Let's take a look at him right here. He goes, tosses the ball, then leads back. Goes and throws a little block. Wants to throw it in there a little bit, Darryl.
It's not bad. Kept his feet, got his pad level down.
Squared up.
So Ginn gains 12. 49ers send in 3 tight ends. First and 10 from the 40.
Eric Wright was knocked up on that last play. He's gimpy a little bit right now. If San Francisco sees it, I'd take a shot at him.
They have a bunch formation, 3 tight ends on the other side. And Smith's pass intended for one of those tight ends, Justin Peele.
Eric Wright was a part of that attempted tackle on Ted Ginn Jr. on that reverse, and he was late getting up. He's actually jogging off to the sideline right now.
replaced by Brandon McDonald. So Wright, the San Francisco native, on the sidelines. Second and 10. Frank Gore out across the 45 to the 46-yard line, a gain of 6. Aaron Berry made the tackle. As the Lions medical staff continues to work on Eric Wright. Smith on third down and 4. Catch is made by Crabtree, but he's knocked out of bounds a yard shy. Out at the 49. Needed to get to midfield. And it looks like Jim Harbaugh will leave the offense on the field. And now he stands in the punting unit. Thought about it. And then changed his mind.
That's a good decision. Good decision. They've been executing this well all afternoon. Andy Lee's done a nice job getting this ball with enough height to force the fair catch inside the 10-yard line, make Detroit drive a full field.
Lee punting for the 8th time today. End over end. Logan fair catch at the 8. So another long field for the Lions. They've done a lot of celebrating this season. 5-0 so far. They lead this game by 4.
Today's game is sponsored by new Dr. Pepper 10. 10 calories, 23 flavors. It's not for women.
Back in Detroit, Lions lead by 4. 19-15. Could it be any more even? 2 seconds. Lions start from inside their 10 for the 3rd time, and now they have some breathing room. Calvin Johnson stays on his feet. 40-yard pass play.
Just hard to contain somebody of this caliber all day long. Carlos Rogers been playing well. Misses him on the jam. There's your separation. Good throw by Matthew Stafford. Dante Whitner, a pretty good tackler, but when you take on Calvin Johnson in a full head of steam, that's a whole different ball game.
That great pass to hit him in stride.
His 3rd 100-yard game this season, 16th of his career.
52.
Lions who started at the 8. Now at 1st and 10 from the 48, and the play is blown dead. False start, Detroit.
False start. Offense number 87. 5-yard penalty is still first.
Brandon Pettigrew.
Well, at halftime, Jimmy Johnson said this second half will be about the playmakers on these teams and who's going to be the player that steps up and makes the play. Up until this point, it was Frank Gore with his long run that got San Francisco to have the lead for a while. Detroit's come back and taken it back from him, but that play right there by Calvin Johnson, who is their big playmaker, could be the difference in this game.
What number?
1st and 15 following the penalty from the 44-yard line. Best looks to change direction, and he loses a yard. Now the Green Bay Packers have won. They beat the St. Louis Rams 24-3. Packers now 6-0. Should the Lions hold on and win this game? The last time 2 teams from the same division started 6-0, you have to go all the way back to 1934. The Lions and the Bears. Last time 2 teams in the same division started the season 6-0.
Right.
Stafford on 2nd and 14, and that one could not be handled by Pettigrew.
Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Right, Matt Stafford right here. He goes and sees Pettigrew.
Ray McDonald goes.
Yeah, Ray McDonald goes, gets his hand up, but the ball was still catchable. And Matt Stafford had enough on that for it to get all the way to Pettigrew. He just got to go and concentrate on the ball and pull that one in.
52.
We're down in 16. Stafford lost the football, ruled an incomplete pass. So the Lions will punt it away with 9.5 on the clock.
Unable to take advantage of the big play by Calvin Johnson to get him out of some tough field position. Matthew Stafford trying to pull this one back, and it just slips out of his hand.
Stafford 24 of 42 for 258 yards. That punt nearly blocked by Anthony Dixon. He lets it go, and could it be saved by the Lions?
No.
No.
Had a foot on the line, I think, when he batted it back.
Yeah, it looked like Maurice Morris. 28 Morris, foot on the line, good call. 1st and 10 from the 20 when we return. Back in Detroit, 9:19 remaining, 4-point Lions lead. 49ers start from their own 20. Smith on first down. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Well, that's the second one, Darryl, that got away from Alex Smith. I know about elevating the ball a little bit and let the receiver go up and get it, but these weren't even close, the last two.
No, especially after last week. Last week he was fantastic with his ball placement against Tampa Bay. Made some great throws into some tight coverage.
Them safeties are going to see that and just sit back there and play the ball.
Smith on 2nd and 10. Another end around. Ted Ginn Jr. out of bounds at the 28. And for those of you in the home markets of the late games, in a moment you will be leaving the Lions and 49ers, and we will switch you to the start of your game.
Ted Ginn Jr. on that run, if you stay in bounds, you're going to have a big collision. So get down and dive to the marker. This is not a guaranteed conversion at 3rd and 1. You've got to dive for that pylon.
Especially given the Niners' lack of success on 3rd down today, just 2 of 11. They need a yard. Toss to Kendall Hunter, and he will not get there. Lawrence Jackson with the initial penetration.
It's good responsibility on the defense to get this stopped. A little quick pitch. You got to maintain your contain here on the outside. Good job, but it's created by a bad effort by Ted Ginn Jr. on that previous play. He doesn't have to stay in bounds and take on the tackler coming from the inside out, but he needs to dive to the pylon. He had plenty of opportunity to get that first down on his end around.
And then Hunter stopped on 3rd down, lead punting for the 9th time. It's a line drive, low kick. There's a penalty marker as Logan takes it at the 20 and then spins across the 30 to the 35-yard line. Flag back at the 20.
Illegal receiver out of bounds on the offense, number 29. It's a 5-yard penalty. Detroit has elected to take it to the dead ball spot. 5 yards, first down.
15th San Francisco penalty.
Chris Culliver working the outside on the gunner. He's got to make an effort to get back in bounds. He uses the sideline and has to be forced out. He chose, as a player, you cannot elect to go out of bounds. You have to be forced out. And once you're forced out, then you have to get right back in as soon as you can. So number one, he went out on his own, was not forced out, and then ran down the sideline about 18 yards before he came in.
So the 49ers have now matched the season high in the entire league. Raiders committed 15 penalties week 1 against the Broncos. Stafford in trouble. He is sacked by Aldon Smith. the football. It's down at the bottom of the pile, back at the 22-yard line. And it's Jeff Backus.
Heads up play by Jeff Backus. Tell you what, Stafford gets that ball knocked out. Watch right here. Stafford on his backside, too. Gets that ball out. Jeff Backus goes and identifies and gets on it. Aldon Smith there on the rush. Does a nice job.
But you know the difference. We saw Kyle Vanden Bosch on that first play when he had Alex Smith in that situation, how he aggressively went for the ball. Here's young Aldon Smith, rookie, going for the tackle, jars the ball loose, but be aware that you can just get that thing swatted out.
He's not going to get a sack.
Lawson 18 on the play. Second and long, it's Morris out to the 26. Aldon Smith the tackle. Under 7 minutes remaining. Lions leading by 4, now facing a 3rd down and 25.
And we're getting into that situation right now as Kyle Vanden Bosch gets a little stretch over there on the sideline, loosen that neck up a little bit. But here's an area where I wonder how well Detroit can execute, because they don't have this as part of their offense. You get into this part of the game with a 6-point lead and you need to burn clock. You want that physical run game. They don't have that element here. So what do they use to replace that in this type of situation?
We talked about that in our open. Now the Lions finish out games with the lead. They've come from behind in their last 3. Lions will punt it away. Burleson stopped about 3 yards shy of a 1st down. So here comes the punting unit. Tim Schwartz and the Lions looking to maintain their perfect record. Green Bay has won today. They are 6-0. Lions at 5-0 have the lead with 6 minutes on the clock. Lions letting the clock wind down. And now Donahue punting from the 26. In with an opportunity to return this one. Stays on his feet. Ted Ginn Jr. across midfield. Forced out by the punter Donahue. Big return by Ginn. He brings it all the way back to the 36-yard line of the Lions.
Now, this is a great individual effort by Ted Ginn Jr. We talked about the opportunity he had on that end around, so he comes out, he makes amends for it with a good return right here. And this is a good job by Ryan Donahue, the punter. You position yourself, you stay back far enough where if something bad happens in the return, you use the sideline as one of your teammates and you force them out of bounds. You don't get caught in the middle of the field and allow the touchdown return.
So a 39-yard punt and then a 40-yard return by Ginn. 5.5 remaining. 49ers trailing by 4 from the Detroit 35-yard line. Here's Kendall Hunter inside the 30, pushing the pile, and he is close to a 1st down.
You've got the physical style of Frank Gore that's been hitting you all afternoon long, and now you get a little bit of that slasher mentality that Kendall Hunter brings. This is going to be a fun combination to watch as the season goes on.
Well, he split those 2 defenders there on the outside right in half. 2 unblocked defenders and went right through them. Go and pick up yardage.
49ers have rushed for 181 yards today. Gore back in, replacing Hunter. 2nd down and 1. This is Gore. And Frank Gore has a 49ers 1st down inside the 25. 49ers with 1 timeout remaining. They took one early in the half and then lost a challenge. 4.5 to play, 4th quarter here at Ford Field. New set of downs for San Francisco.
And just to clear up from that first half, Kenny, they also do have a challenge left on San Francisco. Jim Harbaugh threw the challenge when he wasn't allowed. Got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, but still has 1 challenge.
Kept that challenge. Lost his first official challenge. Here's Hunter up the middle.
Oh, great job.
There's that same exact play we saw early on Ndamukong Suh. Ran to the other side. I mean, Delaney Walker goes. He's the man. Shuffling down right here. He's going to come. He's going to go and block out right here on the defender. And they're going to run the ball right up there. I mean, that's the same exact play, just ran on the other side. This has been the most productive play that they've run today.
Got to be averaging about 30 yards a snap.
I think more than that.
On Isaac Sopoaga, number 90, in the backfield, helping lead the way for Gore. And Gore picks up a first down to the Detroit 6.
I tell you, they have got such confidence in this run game. And they are downhill right now on the Detroit Lions.
Both teams shuffling in personnel. First and goal from the Lions 7. Over 200 yards are the Niners on the ground for the second straight week.
Boy, the Lions are having a lot of issues with their personnel, trying to get their D-line straightened out right now.
Let's spoon in as an extra blocker. Isaac Sopoaga in the game as well for San Francisco. First and goal from the 7, and Gore is forced back. This, you've been talking about him all day. Corey Williams with the penetration, a loss of 3.
Well, they go with the goal line right here, all the big guys, and it's all about penetration. Corey Williams just keeps coming. Penetrates, finds Frank Gore in the backfield, and the rest of the guys help him out. The most important thing when you're going on goal line as a defender is once you get through the line of scrimmage, when you go and get onto your, the running back that has the ball, the rest of the guys got to come. It's very important to gang tackle down here on the goal line.
Frank Gore split out wide to the right. Empty backfield, second and goal from the 10. Here's Crabtree. Crabtree tackled at the 6. What a tackle by Eric Wright, who was shaken up earlier. Back in the game to stop Crabtree. As we hit the 2-minute warning here in Detroit, it will be third and goal from the 6 for the 49ers, down by 4. 2 minutes remaining. Lions lead by 4. Third and goal for the 49ers from the Detroit 6. San Francisco with 1 timeout remaining.
4 down territory, in my opinion. You call this play, you execute it, clock's still running. You can call timeout and go over and figure out what you want to do on 4th down, but you got to go for it down here. I don't think you're going to get another shot to get back-to-back field goals.
Empty backfield. Alex Smith hit as he throws. Pass intended for Kyle Williams. 49ers now facing 4th down.
Off the edge, Lawrence Jackson unblocked, overloaded that side, turn a defensive end loose right to your quarterback, right in his face.
Why not use that last time out to talk about it?
I'm in favor of it. I mean, it's the most critical snap of the game. Get everybody together and make sure you've got the exact right play call. That's his best throw of the game. The most critical snap of the game, and Alex Smith makes his best throw of the game. Delaney Walker on the outside is going to come underneath. This is being reviewed. It is a scoring play. Let's see if that knee was down before he broke the plane. Boy.
Looks like it broke the plane as the knee hit down.
Simultaneous.
So on 4th and goal from the 6. Alex Smith hits Delaney Walker. And this play, as is the case with all scoring plays, being looked at upstairs.
To make sure when this ball breaks the plane.
Looks like it breaks the plane there before the right knee hits down.
I think it's simultaneous. I think this play is going to stand.
I agree. Hard to tell from this angle when the ball breaks the plane, but we had some great looks from the other angles, and these are the same shots that they are taking a look at both up in the replay booth and that the referee Mike Carey is looking at. In our opinion, Delanie Walker absolutely broke the plane before the right knee hit. We've had a bunch of controversial scoring plays today. The Pettigrew touchdown, the Burleson touchdown, which was not initially ruled a score for Detroit.
Well, we knew nothing was going to come easy in this game today, but we didn't expect it to be this hard. I mean, you hear it all the time. Football's a game of inches, and here's another classic example.
49ers taking a look at the scoreboard high atop Ford Field.
The big thing is it's so hard to when that knee, because it looks like he's dragging that knee and it hasn't gone to the ground. I think this is one of those situations where it was ruled a touchdown on the field and it'll stay touchdown, and if they would have ruled down short of the goal line, it probably would have stayed down short of the goal line.
Let's bring in for the fourth time today our rules analyst, Mike Pereira. Mike, what do you think?
I think it's a touchdown. I mean, I think you could almost confirm it. We had some great shots there that showed that the leg, not only just the knee, but the leg was still up. I just don't think that there's anything there that you can overturn that to keep it from being a touchdown. But
yeah, we agree with you, Mike. Here comes Mike Carey.
After review, the ruling on the field stands to score.
So the 49ers back on top, and we have set a new Fox record for most conversations with Mike Pereira in one game.
Well, the big thing is the throw. That is such a well-thrown ball by Alex Smith, and he has sailed a couple here in the second half. And when the game is on the line, the most critical snap of the game, Alex Smith comes up with his best throw of the game.
David Akers adds the extra point. The 49ers lead by 3 with 1:51 remaining.
Well, it was 12-10 at halftime, and it's been a wild second half. Here's one of the ones that sailed on Alex Smith. Amari Spivey intercepts that. Leads to this touchdown by Nate Burleson, which took us a while to finally sort through. And there's the great throw and catch. Alex Smith, Delanie Walker.
It's a 3-point game. Remember, the Lions went for 2 following the Burleson touchdown and were unsuccessful.
The biggest thing is we've got 3 timeouts for the Detroit Lions, and they've got big play matchup issues across the board. Number 1 being Calvin Johnson right there, who had a huge catch and run on that last series. But then the offense sputtered. They weren't able to take advantage of that. You've got Javid Best, who can be overlooked in these situations as a back coming out of the backfield. You get everybody running verticals down the field and drop that ball down to Javid Best with a bunch of open field in front of him, and he's going to be tough to tackle. And then there's really the big part of this whole equation is Jason Hanson.
Don't rule out Titus Young either. The young guy there, Dow. We saw them use them in that 2-minute drill on Friday. This is the opportunity they've been looking for to use him.
Akers' kickoff is taken to the end zone. Logan has trouble surrounding the football. The Lions will start from their own 20 with 1:51 remaining. Fourth quarter. All 3 timeouts. Down by 3.
Well, they've done some amazing things during the course of the season so far. Down 20-0 at halftime against Minnesota on the road. In the third quarter, down 27-3 to Dallas. Come back and win that game. So they already have the confidence built in that they can make things happen in these situations.
And they started to gain that confidence last year when they won their last 4 games of the season. Off to a 5-0 start here in 2011. Pass by Stafford is caught by Pettigrew out at the 25, a gain of 5. Precious time running off the clock. Down to 1:30. Stafford to the outside, incomplete, intended for Titus Young.
Jason Hansen's long this year so far is 51 yards. That puts them about the 33-yard line.
Which means they have to go about 42 yards. Remember, Hansen missed a 52-yarder towards the end of the second quarter.
Had the distance, had plenty of distance.
Gets to wide to the right. Now 3rd down and 5. Empty backfield from the 25-yard line. Stafford sidearm throw. NaVorro Bowman on the coverage. Pass intended for Pettigrew. And the Lions now staring at 4th and 5.
Again, NaVorro Bowman and Patrick Willis have done an outstanding job underneath with their coverage against Brandon Pettigrew. They have challenged him on every catch, made sure tackles when he has caught the ball.
4th down and 5. Lions must get to the 30, and they do not. Pass intended for Burleson. Carlos Rogers on the coverage. 49ers will take over on downs with a 3-point lead at 1:16 remaining.
Carlos Rogers was the guy that gave up the big play to Calvin Johnson. He might have gotten away with one there. Looked like he got there a little bit early. But aggressive play by Carlos Rogers.
Fans have started to head for the exits here at Ford Field. The San Francisco 49ers traveling to the Eastern time zone for the 3rd time in 4 weeks. They won the previous 2 in Cincinnati, in Philadelphia. And they lead the Detroit Lions, the previously unbeaten Lions, by 3.
They didn't burn a timeout in that series. They still have 3. So they'll have to get a touchdown probably after this series if they elect to kick the field goal. But Detroit can't give up now. Make a stop, quick timeouts.
There's Gore, and the Lions will use their first timeout with 1:12 remaining. So Jim Harbaugh's 49ers, they fell behind 10-0 in the first quarter. They've committed 15 penalties today, yet they have found a way.
And again, it's really a part of that offensive line up front for San Francisco. And at the top of the broadcast, we talked about strength versus strength. The San Francisco offensive line versus Detroit's defensive line. And it has been a battle all day long. I mean, just physical to the whistle. Great effort on both sides. And again, for the second week in a row, San Francisco goes over 200 yards rushing against a very, very stout defensive front of the Detroit Lions.
America's Game of the Week coming up next. The Cowboys and the Patriots following the Lions and the Niners. Detroit still with 2 timeouts remaining.
Right now.
2nd and 10. Here's Gore. The middle down to the 22-yard line, and the Lions will use their second timeout. Lions came from behind in their last 3 games. 49ers came back from 20 points down to defeat Philadelphia 2 weeks ago. Trailed by 10 after the first quarter here today.
Just uncharacteristic of San Francisco today with the penalties, but you know, a nice job, you know, taking that punch early in the game and hanging in there as a team, not really, you know, deviating from your game plan, believing in what you had put in during the course of the preparation week to come here and have a good opportunity to win a game. And Detroit, we talked about Detroit, you know, they haven't played that complete game yet. They haven't consistently played good football. You know, they have flashes of very, very good football from time to time, but haven't played that complete game yet today. And we had several opportunities for them to kind of assert themselves and really grab control of the game, and they weren't able to do it. And you know, San Francisco is a very opportunistic team right now, and if you give them chances, they're going to cash in.
3rd down and 8. Lions with 1 timeout remaining. is Gore. Down to the 19-yard line. Here comes the 49ers field goal unit as the Lions use their final timeout. So the Lions will get the ball back. A successful field goal here by Akers would extend the San Francisco lead to 6. Should the 49ers hang on, Darryl, the last team in the NFL from the Pacific time zone to win 3 games in 4 weeks in the Eastern time zone, you have to go back to the 1996 San Francisco 49ers. Three wins in a 4-week stretch for the 96 Niners on the East Coast. Jim Harbaugh brought his club east. Week 3, they beat Cincinnati 13-8. Stayed east in Youngstown, Ohio. Beat the Eagles the next week in come from behind fashion. Return home, crushed Tampa Bay last Sunday. And now a chance to make a 6-point lead. 47-yard attempt. Straight through. 49ers lead by 6. Lions getting the ball back with 62 seconds on the clock.
And with this offense, that is plenty of time to score a touchdown.
It is, Darryl, but one thing they have to do is they have to go and make sure that every down counts. It seems like they're wasting that first down. They're throwing a little ball out to the outside. They got to come out right here, all right, with no timeouts and go down the field and show a little sense of urgency and go for some nice big plays, break some tackles, get to the ball, get out of bounds, try to save the clock. They got a lot to do here. They can't come out like they did in the last 2 series and waste one of the downs and expect to go and get back in this ball.
I agree with you. You've got Calvin Johnson, you've got Titus Young, guys that can stretch the field vertically. You've got Nate Burleson who can work underneath, and you've got Javid Best. You know, I know Maurice Morris was in there on the last series, but here's another guy. If you get everybody down the field and you drop that ball off, and there's a lot of space there, he's going to get you a big chunk of yardage.
Remember, no timeouts remaining for the Lions. They used all 3 during that defensive series. 49ers have scored 10 points in the last 49 seconds. San Francisco still trailed at the 2-minute warning. They lead by 6. This kickoff through the back of the end zone. Lions must go 80 yards.
Well, here's your opportunity. I mean, this is what this offense is built for, the explosive play. No better time to show what you're capable of than scoring in less than a minute and 2 seconds to win a football game. Maurice Morris in the lineup as opposed to Javid Best.
Best on the sidelines holding his helmet. We're told there was nothing wrong physically. Stafford down back at the 12. Justin Smith and Ray McDonald, the 5th 49ers sack. Remember, the Lions with no timeouts, 45 seconds remaining. Now they must go 88 yards in under 40 seconds. Stafford throws, complete to Morris. Lions can't stop the clock. And Morris is tackled at the 19 by Bowman and Goldson.
No sense of urgency whatsoever, Darryl. Too much time to get to the line of scrimmage. Stafford doesn't have a play. He's not ready to go and move ahead.
Down to 10 seconds. Stafford throws, and this pass is incomplete. Intended for Titus Young. Down to 6 seconds remaining.
I agree with you, Tony. You know, with 1 minute and 2 seconds left, I expected more from this offense than what we've seen on those 3 plays.
It didn't seem like they had a receiver down more than 25 yards. I mean, Stafford has the arm. You have the receivers that can go up and get it. Run a 9 route. Get down there. Take a shot.
Final chance for the Lions.
Timeout.
And the 49ers will use their final timeout.
Third and final, a 30-second timeout.
Lions led at the 2-minute warning, 19-15, until Alex Smith hit Delaney Walker for the go-ahead score.
His best throw of the day into your most critical snap. And then Carlos Rogers on the 4th down. Aggressive at the point of the catch. Forces the incomplete. It looks like the game is going to end exactly how it started, with Jim Harbaugh and Mike Carey's ear. What a great job by him this season. I did not have high expectations for San Francisco. You do a major change with your coaching staff. You have to put in new offenses, new defenses. You get the lockout. Just in my opinion, too much change. If somebody would have told me that they were going to be 5-1 after 6 weeks of the season, I would not have believed it. So a credit to Jim Harbaugh and his entire staff of what they've been able to accomplish this season.
It looks like he's been through the ringer. Looks like he played the game today. You saw him say no penalties. They've committed 15. Stafford throws, complete to Calvin Johnson. Stanford man nowhere in sight. And the San Francisco 49ers are 5-1 for the first time since 1998. Game 2, America's Game of the Week.